Hey everyone, hope you're having a good one. It is almost 11 o'clock and we are providing a live stream for some storms that are moving in. I see some people saying no serious music. I'm a little questionable. I'm questioning how much these storms are going to hold together as they move in. Yeah, I think tomorrow we'll be playing the serious music as storms are going to be cranking up. But we've already had tornadoes that have touched down in the Tulsa area. We've had multiple storms that have been tornado warned. Let's get to it. Right now, it's just me, but Davion and Leslie are on standby. And if needed, they can come in and help me out and cover. So, honestly, I didn't even change the tornado tie yet. We don't even have any type of alerts in our weather coverage area for Northwest Arkansas. And yes, these storms have been cranking up, but there's a little uncertainty how strong they're going to be as they move in. But there is a balanced segment right over Northwest Arkansas or Northeast Oklahoma. And so I can only do so much alone. And there's a lot of things that I've been doing behind the scenes that I've just probably didn't even have time to change the tie, honestly. And most of the ties are stolen anyways, so I can't even change into the ones that I want. All right, let's get to it. Show you Mega Doppler. First of all, this is Mega Doppler looking at this storm. The tornado warning has expired, and this is the storm that earlier had a confirmed tornado. In fact, let me take you through this. This was a little bit ago, so I'm going to remove the time because this is not current radar. This is, in fact, essentially let's go to radar scenes here, and let's go ahead and remove that time real fast. Stand by. So we're going to go back in time a little bit, and I want to show you here that this storm, as it cranked up, this, by the way, was a little before 10 o'clock in the at night, and here's the storm that became tornado warned. Now, I'm going to show you, this is earlier, okay, but here's the circulation, and look at how fast this ramps up. So this shows you the type of environment that these storms had. New tornado warning just got issued for Cherokee and Muskogee. That is west of our weather coverage area. I will show you that here shortly. That just came out. There's a funnel cloud near Chelsea, Oklahoma, and I'll show you that here in just a bit. But there's a storm that became confirmed, and we can see actually the debris signature from this storm. If we look at the correlation coefficient, there's the CC drop. So we know that just northwest of the Jinx, there was a tornado that, in fact, did touch down, produced some damage. The PTDS was on this as well. So if we zoom in here real closely and go ahead and plot some areas, we know that 78th Street in Tulsa, on the southwest side of Tulsa, northwest of Jinx, actually had damage. Now, the tornado might not be exactly where that's located, but it will be pretty close. So there's a look at the debris signature, and then it continued as it crossed right over Midland Valley Railroad, and then it lifted pretty quick. So stayed on the ground, but then lifted pretty fast. So we'll go back to the full reflectivity, and let's look at the current view. And here's the storm that's tornado warned. And you can see that that part of the line does look pretty strong, close to Summit, Muskogee. This is a new tornado warning that's been issued. It goes until 11:45, so another 47 minutes remaining on that storm. So definitely some activity that we will have to watch, and we're going to do a track on this. Now that we know where storms are, the models, they were okay, but they weren't great on this storm development. And on weather 2, I'm going to do a storm track on this and take this storm eastward, and you'll get to see exactly where this is headed. So let's go back here real fast. Stand by. let me take you through all the latest warnings. All right, so we've got
okay.
Wrong one there. There's
2, 1.
There's someone recording in the studio. So here's a look at severe thunderstorm warning goes until 11:30. That is with the tornado possible tag. That does include Delaware County. Now, the storm's not even close to Delaware County at the moment. We'll work our way in. There's the tornado warning. That's for that part of the cell. That's for Cherokee and Muskogee County. That goes until 11:45. Does not include Delaware, Sequoia, or Adair County. However, if you'll notice, the path of this storm and the track of it, as we go ahead and put the storm track on there, let me do that real fast. And we're going to, there's a new severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. So these storms are ramping up. There's no doubt about it. Someone just asked about Westville. Westville is under now a severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag. Let me zoom in and I'll show you. There's the Westville area. And these storms have the potential to rotate all up and down the line as the low-level shear continues to increase. This is QLCS Central, folks. Quasi-linear convective system storms that we're expecting. So here's a look at the radar from INX. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off all the warning information. We already know that goes until 11:45. Let's do a storm track on this. And we're going to take this to the east at 35 miles per hour, probably maybe even a little faster. So this is the most dangerous portion of the line. Anywhere along this line, since it is balanced, will have the potential to rotate. And these are the areas that are going to be impacted. So as we've been mentioning, the I-49 corridor right around 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm not surprised about that in the least. So we will continue to see that severe weather potential ramping up. So let me go back to stop that alarm right there. All right, so Max 2 full. Let me go back to our weather producer so we can get all that stuff. So here's Max 2 with our weather producer showing that severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible. And that is going, as we mentioned, until 11:45. So there's the path of those storms. And if we take a look at these cells when they move in,
new severe thunderstorm warning
for them to rotate. In fact, I would say south of Muskogee is almost close to putting down a tornado. And this kind of shows you where this most dangerous portion of the storm will be headed as I track it here in just a second. So let's go ahead and we'll take this track and we'll move it east. Let me see this current storm motion of this. Moving to the east at approximately, it looks like 40 miles per hour. So I had it right on the money. Go to properties, 40 miles per hour. Most dangerous portion of the storm, moving northeast. We're kind of spreading out the cone, if you will, cone of uncertainty. And that goes until approximately like we said, Siloam Springs coming in a little bit after midnight. Westville, you asked about Westville. It's going to be a little before 12:15, so 12:12. Rogers will get storms, but the question is, will it be exactly in the Rogers area? We'll have to see how this all evolves over time. And again, anywhere along the leading edge of this line will have the potential for rotation. So grab it, probably not as much, just because you can see this part of the line right here is starting to weaken somewhat. Granted, that is closer to the radar, so that might be a little bit of an attenuated beam, but this is definitely the most dangerous portion of the line. Boy, you can really tell that upper level support and energy is coming in. So I don't know if they're going to fizzle, Jason. That's why we're watching this closely. I think we need to watch this very, very closely. Now, let's go ahead and we'll go back to the SRX sweep. We'll look at all the different warning information. And there's the most dangerous portion of the storm. All right, let's go to Mega Doppler, and we'll bring that up on Max 1. So we've got Mega Doppler. I'm going to slide over here real quick, if you will. And this is called the reflectivity nub. This is a pretty good indication that this storm's about to produce a tornado. Let's look at the velocity signature, and there it is. We're probably going to see a debris signature here very shortly. This is putting down tornado potential, and it is ramping up pretty dramatically. And these are some of the confidence builders and nudgers that you see for tornado potential. including that right there. So if you are in the path of this storm, let me tell you who is. It's Cherokee and Muskogee County. So you got Muskogee County first, then you got Cherokee after that, southwest of Tahlequah. And if this storm continues on its trajectory as we put it into motion, that will be moving into northwest Washington County later on this evening and into the overnight hours. We're talking after midnight, as we mentioned. Time right now, 11:03 if you're watching the live stream. We should be streaming on 479 first too now. Hopefully we fix that issue. But notice the storms to the north. These are a little weaker. These kind of gusted themselves out, except for this balanced area right here. This will be something that we have to watch. But this is definitely the most dangerous storm right here south of Muskogee. That is getting really close to putting down a tornado. And if you're wondering about this, this is outside of our weather coverage area, but on the southeast side of Muskogee, you've got, it looks like Peak Boulevard is going to have potential touchdown. Hancock Road, you need to be taking your tornado precautions. Now, that is, like I said, quite a ways west of our weather coverage area. But over time, these storms are going to be making their way east, and I don't think they die out, unfortunately. And let me tell you why. Because I've been seeing the models increase that low-level instability as these storms make their way east. So it's always overnight, isn't it? This is a question, a very good question too. Does a QLCS mean less strong, more brief tornadoes? Sometimes they're not brief, and that's a problem, Jason. And that's why I never say weak and brief, because sometimes they can be strong, EF2 plus, and most of the time they are on the weaker side, but they can be stronger. So, yeah, definitely something that we have to watch. What surprises me is the severe thunderstorm watch goes until 4 a.m. These storms are going to be out of here well before 4 a.m. So that doesn't make sense at all. New information now on this tornado warning. Let's get to it. We'll show you right here. Darn it.
Okay.
Stop hitting that. Move this real quick. What times can Evansville expect a severe tornado? So we're going to show you that right now. So we're going to do a storm track on this. We're going to go up and down the line. So anywhere along this line will have the potential to produce tornadic activity. And here's a look. And I wouldn't be surprised if Tornado Watch comes out. Looking at the latest here, that might be clipping northwest Arkansas. So here is a look at the timing of this cell. And if you can't see that, and adjust this, these are the areas that are going to be impacted. Sallisaw at 12:18, Bentonville at 12:43, and Fayetteville just about 1 o'clock in the morning. So we're here at 11:06 right now. And the north side of the line is tracking into Bentonville, but it's just not very intense. And you'll probably see a drop off of the severe thunderstorm warning, I think, over the next few minutes for areas that are farther north. Because you'll see how, yes, it's bowing out right here, but this part of the line is not as intense. This is the more intense stuff to the east of Muskogee. Let's go back to Mega Doppler and kind of analyze this. So here's what we've got for Mega Doppler, and that is a pretty impressive circulation. You got a descending reflectivity core. All of these ingredients are coming together. So I'll slow down moving the radar, but this is called a descending reflectivity core. You've got your circulation that's out ahead of it, right on the leading edge of it. Now let's see if there's any debris signature. Doesn't look like it, not yet. Looked like there might have been. No, that's not on the leading edge of the circulation. So no confirmed yet. PTDS doesn't show it either. Let's go back to a one panel here. So this is the most dangerous storm by far, but then there's other areas here, right here, that could spin up by Warner. And let's take a look at the circulation. See, this is all balanced. Every little bit of this is balanced, except when you come down here, southwest of Warner. So those are areas that we will watch. Here's another area that we've got to watch. That's west of Siloam Springs on Highway 412. that's going to be moving eastward and moving into Delaware County. So multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's go through them all. This is a severe thunderstorm with a tornado possible that goes until 11:30. Then you've got until 11:45. This does have a tornado possible tag with it for Adair County. And then there's that storm that has the tornado warning that's moving east and continuing to move east pretty quickly. Are we on 479 first?
Yes.
Okay.
Push.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back to right here and put this into motion and get to show you which way it's moving. So here's a look at the forward motion. Lots of storms out ahead of it. This is a pretty intense line, and there's going to be some storm activity pushing in. And so you can see the warnings out too that are out ahead of it. Tornado warnings that are to the west of Tahlequah, and there are probably going to be severe thunderstorm warnings over us. Now, here's the thing. We can look at some of our WeatherBug network cameras, and we're starting to see some lightning off in the distance. It's still a little ways out. There's no way you can see structure from this far out. But there's our Lincoln WeatherBug network camera. So there's no sense of looking at future radar at this point because future radar isn't even going to tell you much. Now, here's the thing. Oh, just right when I was about to click off on that. So here's the deal, man. This is the first round of many thunderstorm activity that's going to be moving in. We've got storms overnight tonight into the morning. We've got another round of storms tomorrow during the early afternoon to mid-afternoon. And then we've got even more storm potential tomorrow night. And we'll get through that, and I'll show you that here. But this is the first round of storms that we have to get through. So here's the problem. These storms are coming through in the overnight hours. It's going to be after midnight. And you're probably wondering, well, how can I keep up with the latest warning information? Well, I've been preaching it for a while. It's called Weather Call Next Gen. And this is a great service that will warn you only if you're within the polygon warning. Now, for the severe thunderstorm warnings, you can see those polygons are pretty large. In fact, here you get to see on Mega Doppler multiple severe thunderstorm warnings, and those areas are pretty large. But for the tornado warnings, those areas are a little bit smaller. So the smaller areas for the tornado warnings, if you live, like let's say you live in Fort Gibson, this storm, the Weather Call Next Gen would be calling you, telling you there is a tornado warning with a tornado that's been indicated by radar, not necessarily confirmed. It's trying to develop, but I don't see anything confirmed yet. And it looks like that rotation has weakened somewhat, but still could ramp up pretty quick. Yes, go ahead. Let's see here. All right. So we're going to watch this storm coming in west of Lincoln. Let's go back to it. We'll take a look at the radar. But there's a look at the WeatherBug network camera. So, yeah, there you get to see some of the lightning. Now, this is going to be straight west. We're starting to just barely see some lightning. And it's a ways away. West view. So we got it pointed due west. You're not going to see structure this far out. It's 2.5, 3 counties out. So it doesn't even include our weather coverage area for the tornado warning because we include Adair County in our coverage area. But the severe thunderstorm with the tornado possible tag does include Adair County. Nothing in Washington County. Will it storm in Benton County? Most likely. However, the most dangerous line of the storms will be on the south end. And once again, River Valley is going to be under the gun. Anywhere that is here, basically south of I-40, that is mostly cold pool dominant. And so your tornado potential will be basically zero here. Nothing there, unless it rides that boundary. Hold on here. I got this. Okay. So anyways, there's a look at that tornado warning. That's what we're watching. That's the most dangerous portion of the storm. Let's do another track on that. But going back to Weather Call Next Gen, and then I'll do another track on that storm. This is what you're looking at in terms of a great service that will provide some information only if you're within the path of the warning. So that is so key because there's so many areas that will be uh, basically alerted if you have the county-wide warning system, but this is a lot closer. So yeah, I know. It's concerning, Roby. 479 first has a delay probably about 45, 50 seconds later, which is a long time. It's an issue, which is exactly why when we're doing our live stream, guess what? We've got the time on there and we've got it down to the actual second, especially when we bring up Mega Doppler. Mega Doppler right there, you can see the time along with the second. And so if you're watching right now, it's 11:14 and 15 seconds. That's when we were live right here. Let's go back to weather 2. And so this is the storm that's tornado warned. Let's do a track on this, let you know where this is headed in case you're joining the live stream and you're wondering what's going on. Multiple storms are severe. The ingredients are coming together for severe weather potential. We'll take all the warning information off of there and we'll go through all that in just a bit. But there's the storm tracking to the northeast. Let's put it over the next hour because this will kind of tell you over time where it's going to be headed. We've got Westville at about 12:13, Watts at 12:18. So that gives you an idea about an hour from now. Fayetteville's not in the danger zone, but however, the line is going to be moving through the entire Northwest Arkansas area. So you can see right here, hopefully these storms weaken and fizzle out. That's what I'm hoping for. And the more they get east, the more they will weaken and die out. But the problem is that it won't die out right away. These storms really cranked up, didn't they? I mean, let's do a 6-hour satellite radar loop, and you'll see everything was really quiet over Oklahoma. Look at that. At times, there were just showers. So for the first time in a long time, Oklahoma City didn't really see much at all, except rain and thunderstorms. But then, as I was doing the 10 o'clock news, look, 9 o'clock here, you got those storms that are cranking up, and you can definitely see that line intensifying. And this line is pretty strong. So I think that you need to watch this very, very closely if you are in Northwest Arkansas and even parts of the river valley. So if you have 2 babies asleep, sign up for Weather Call Next Gen, and it'll call you only if you're in the path of a storm. So key, so vital, and that's about the best you can do. Let you know exactly where that storm is headed. So again, over the last hour, we'll go to the radar and we'll put this into motion. A lot of storm activity. Models were pretty poor yesterday. Today, they had a better handle on it, but I would say this line is more intense than the HRRR showed. The graph actually did not too bad. Let's see how the graph does real fast. Let's check it out. So forecast graph. I'm going to bring this up on weather 2. Computer graphics have been going pretty slow. Yeah, that's not bad. Midnight, a little too fast, but pretty darn close. And then you see 7 a.m., the storm's kind of lingering and continuing. I don't know if that lasts that long. And then look at what happens tomorrow night. Some supercells. Oh, wow, look at that. That is a supercell coming through. This is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We know it's going to be a busy one. There's no doubt about that. Severe weather potential. It's cranking up. Eerie outside right now. Okay, so going back to people are asking about Weather Call Next Gen. I had that slide up, but let me kind of tell you a little bit more about this, and then we'll get back into the latest radar data and information as I'm watching these storms really close on the radar. That's a pretty intense line coming into Southwest Washington County. Yeah, the RRFS didn't do a bad job, Alex. That's right. Not too bad. I think there is a tornado threat for Northwest Arkansas. I do. Okay, so let me bring up my camera. So Weather Call Next Gen, here's what it is. It's a service, not an app, that will let you know exactly if you're in the path of a storm. How do you know that? Because they have the storm polygon. That doesn't mean for sure you're going to be hit, but it tells you you are for sure within the path of the storm, or at least very, very close to it if you're in that polygon. So this gives you hyper local alerts. It's the only service that I know of that does like a reverse 911 call. So basically, when you call 911, it gets down to your exact location. Well, this knows your exact location because of the way you subscribe. Then it takes those warnings and it shows who's within the warning, and it calls everybody who subscribes within the warning in seconds. So immediate phone alerts for observed tornadoes and warning upgrades too. Let's say a tornado warning gets issued, and in the middle of the tornado warning, it touches down, kind of like what happened in Tulsa. If you missed that, there was a tornado warning and then it became confirmed. You would get another call saying that the tornado has been observed. Then you got extreme thunderstorm alerts, notification for storms with hurricane force winds and golf ball size hail, and then calls to landline phones, rural locations with poor cell service. And that's another key too, is a lot of rural areas, it calls landlines. Apps, they don't work very well when you're in rural locations with very little cell service. They also ping your location, and they aren't site specific. So there's just a lot of advantages to this service, and it works really well. Okay, enough of that. Let's go back to Weather One and the weather producer. And we got one. Weather Call literally takes all the anxiety out of a storm. You saw that comment showing up because it only alerts you if you're in the past. So you don't get an alert, you know you're all right. There you go. Speaking of alert, that's a new severe thunderstorm watch for Benton, Carroll, Washington, and Madison. Just got issued. Let me show you what we've got. Man, sometimes these watches take a while to get populated. Hold on just a second. All right, we'll let that populate, but new severe thunderstorm watch goes until 4 a.m. And that's also adding Sequoia County. I didn't think that watch was far enough east. We'll let that populate as soon as that develops on the screen. I know. I saw that, Josh, the 0 to 3 kilometer Cape bombs. By the way, I'm alone right now, so you might want to start heading here if you want to get ahead of this storm and help me cover it, Josh. And I know Davion and Leslie, they're on standby. I sent Leslie home for overtime purposes, so they don't have a lot of overtime because we know that different storms are going to be happening. Let's go back to Mega Doppler. There's the latest tornado warning. Still is going until 22 minutes for now, 11:45. So we're at 11:22 right now, local time, Central Daylight Time. Circulation, still there, very much still there, and continues to increase in intensity. So this is something that is going to be coming right towards Lincoln. Got possible power flashes on the southwest side of Tahlequah. So I think, yeah, this is definitely ramping up. Look at that circulation right there. Pretty impressive. Strong rotation headed down Highway 62 towards Park Hill and Zeb. Let's see if we got a debris signature. Nothing's showing up now. That could change. Remember, that debris has to be lofted quite a ways up in the air in order for it to pick up. Well, it would be nice if that watch would populate. I think it just takes a while. Let's look at the satellite and radar here. There we go. So there's the box right there. Severe thunderstorm watch, Benton, Washington, Carroll, Madison counties, and then also Sequoia County as well. Oh, there's a tornado warning. That's for Delaware County. So, yep, here we go. We're going to start our coverage right now. Stand by. Tornado warning issued for Adair County. Tornado warning issued for Adair County. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Stand by. We're going to do coverage here very, very soon. Get that off. So we got a new tornado warning. This is going to be coming right into the west side of Adair County. You guys ready?
Need your mic on.
Yes.
And then we're good to go.
Okay. Sounds good. Is anybody in the producer booth?
Yep.
Perfect. No, we're going to bring up the weather lab first. Next one, connect. All right, I am ready. Hi, everyone. Chief Meteorologist Dan Scoff in the Weather Lab. We got a tornado warning that's been issued for Adair County. We've been watching this line. We've been streaming it live on knwa.com as well as 479 First, all the Facebook avenues, all the social media avenues. We're seeing the lightning starting to increase. This line is pretty serious, so you might want to be paying attention to the line as it's moving into northwest Arkansas, and it probably will impact parts of Washington County. Let's get right to it. We'll show you, first of all, our satellite and radar, and we're going to go to the specific radar here from Tulsa. This is a tornado warning that's been issued for Adair County. Now, the storm's not quite into Adair County yet. This warning goes until 12:15 for our Wednesday morning, and these storms will continue to intensify as they make their way east. So this is definitely something that we continue to watch and that we will have to watch over the next several days, over the next several hours. And you'll notice here that that storm is moving northeast at about 40 miles per hour. So what we're going to do, we're going to be putting a track on it, but I just kind of wanted to let you know what's happening with the latest. And as these storms make their way into northwest Arkansas, they all kind of have this tornado possible potential. So anywhere up and down this line, and it's a pretty intense line as this energy is moving in, we have that potential for rotating storms. So we are streaming this live. If you want to join the conversation on Facebook, you can do that. KNWA Fox 24 Facebook, Meteorologist Dan Scoff Facebook. This is that tornado warning as the storm is moving into northwest Arkansas, and probably won't weaken too much either. So let's take a look here at Mega Doppler, and you'll notice that this storm right here is of concern. Anywhere along that line, you got the descending reflectivity core going to be moving into northwest Arkansas pretty shortly. That warning, as we said, for Adair County goes until 12:15. It does not include Washington County, doesn't include any counties in northwest Arkansas. However, we do have a new severe thunderstorm watch that now does include Benton, Carroll, Washington, Madison, Crawford, and Sequoia counties as this line of storms moves in. So there's the latest information. Some of the cities that are going to be impacted include Park Hill, which already had a pretty strong circulation. There have been reports of power line flashes southwest of areas of Tahlequah. So this storm could be in the process of producing a tornado. Let's get back to the radar, and we're going to do a storm track on this as it moves to the northeast at about 40 miles per hour. And as this storm moves northeast, we'll continue to monitor the latest. So I've got to go into the weather lab here. We'll do a storm track on this, and we'll get you caught up with the latest, let you know what cities are going to be impacted by this storm. So there we go, moving northeast. This is going to be taking it into southwest Washington County within the next hour. These are the areas that we can expect to be impacted. I'll move this up so you can see that. We got Park Hill at 11:33. That's on the western side of this track. And Westville, 12:08. We had a comment from someone in the Westville area saying, what time are these storms going to be moving in? So about midnight. So now is the time to start taking your tornado precautions. This is radar indicated rotation. Nothing's been confirmed yet, but this type of environment, the storms could develop and ramp up pretty quick. Lincoln, 12:18, Prairie Grove at 12:27. Those are the areas that we're watching very closely. Anywhere up and down that line, as we mentioned, could bring the potential for tornadic activity. The lightning has definitely increased too. I'll show you this from our WeatherBug Network camera from Lincoln. This is our PG Telco WeatherBug Network camera. And now we got a new severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible. And this probably will include parts of Washington County as this comes out. We also have this rotation that's starting to increase, that's approaching Adair County right now into Cherokee County. And so the weather radio is going off, and there's the new severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible. Let me give you all the areas that are impacted by this. So we've got basically all of western Benton County, extreme northwest Washington County. But keep in mind that tornado warning is actually south of this part of the line in the storm. So we'll take all the warning information off the screen here for a second just to show you where that severe thunderstorm warning is. And that includes Bentonville, Bella Vista, Gravette, Decatur, Gentry, many areas, Sulphur Springs, Maysville. You've got Siloam Springs that's included in that as well. I want to go back to our Lincoln WeatherBug Network camera because obviously this is at night and into the early morning hours, and this will be our best visual of any type of structure with this storm, any type of circulation that's ramping up and increasing in intensity. And I do want to go to Mega Doppler to get that detailed look at what's happening. So why don't we go to Max 2 if we can. And here's a look at the circulation that's increasing. I'm going to do a split screen on here, and wow, that is a very strong circulation starting to ramp up. You can even see what's called a reflectivity nub, where you have on the leading edge of the line a potential tornado. Now, our Lincoln WeatherBug Network camera is located obviously southwest of Prairie Grove, right here in the Lincoln area, and we could be looking right at this. So here's what I want to do. I want to bring up that radar source and, yep, you got it, Lincoln, our WeatherBug Network camera. I'm going to be monitoring this and watching this. This lightning is pretty tremendous and intense. You could tell it was a severe weather day. You just felt the mugginess, the humidity that was out there. And so you knew the atmosphere was primed for severe weather. Obviously, it was a quiet day all up until about now. Now we've got the weather radios going off. Weather Call Next Gen's probably going off if you live in western Benton County or northwestern Washington County. But there's that circulation that's really cranking up, and it still is just outside of our weather coverage area. However, the tornado warning does in fact include western Adair County. And if this storm continues on its path, that would be making it into northwest Washington County. So areas like Cincinnati and Summers, a little bit north of Summers, most likely. But and remember, anywhere up and down this line could, in fact, produce tornado potential. So this is an intense storm, and this is one that you definitely have to watch. Now, when we talk about tornado precautions, what do we mean by that? If you're new to this area, you want to get underneath something and get at the lowest level of your home. This is tornado safety at its finest. So downstairs, get as low as you possibly can, under something, center of the building or center of your house, and keep away from windows. All of that is really important in tornado safety. Make sure that you have all that information available. And also, if you are getting to shelter, wear your shoes, because let's say some tornado does damage and then you're in that shelter and you come out and there's debris scattered around. You obviously want to make sure that you have everything in place for that storm. Let's do another storm track on this, and we're going to go to Max 1. There's the severe thunderstorm warning with tornado possible tag until 12:15, and the wind speed 60 miles per hour, along with the hail's not as big of a threat with these storms, just because we don't have those supercell thunderstorms. But the latest track on both we're going to do with the line, and then we're going to do the individual the circulation that's responsible for this. So we'll take a look at the latest storm motion here, and it's moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. So this storm continues to intensify and strengthen and speed up. So we want to update our storm track on this. We'll put this northeast at about 50 miles per hour. Let me show you the areas that are going to be impacted. And keep in mind, this is some outside of that severe thunderstorm warning. So we've got Prairie Grove at 12:12 a.m., Fayetteville a little before 12:30, Winslow at 12:35, and Eureka Springs a little bit before 1 o'clock in the morning. So that's for the entire line. Now, that only labels a few spots. Obviously, there's a lot of other locations, but all of Washington County, most of Benton County will be included within that storm, and that tornado possible tag continues. Then what we'll do is we'll work our way in on the most dangerous portion of the storm. That would be located in, again, western Adair County, and we'll look at the latest storm motion on this. That's moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. I've already updated that storm track, and we'll take that basically just southeast of Tahlequah, moving to the northeast. Westville, you are right in the path of this storm, and even though you aren't officially under the tornado warning now is the time to get to that tornado warning safe place, as this storm is definitely a life-threatening situation. Radar indicated circulation, but anywhere up and down this line, we're going to have the potential for tornadoes. We also have some strong, what we have 0 to 3 kilometer cape. So a lot going on with these storms. Again, we are continuing to watch what's going on, and now we have meteorologist Davion and meteorologist Leslie Castro as we've been tracking these storms. I know you've been monitoring these at home as well.
Oh, yeah.
And boy, they ramped up quick. And so let's get back to the camera if we can. I want to bring up our Lincoln Weatherbug Network camera because this is going to be the best view. I just don't want to lose sight of this. As it gets closer, we should start to see some lowered features and possibly maybe even power flashes as this storm rolls in. Lightning, could you guys see it as it was coming in, Davion and Leslie?
No,
No.
we did not see any
Little
lightning
far
all
out.
the way.
Okay, all right. So we've got one of our storm spotters. We'll go ahead and we'll take a look here at, let's look at, there you go. You got Michael Craddock, who's located in the Colcord area. And we'll look at, again, our live stream here. There it is. That's one of our streams for Michael Craddock. Thank you so much for being out there and tracking these storms. Now, he's currently a little bit to the north of that tornado warned cell, which is going to be a little bit to the south, but he might be headed down Highway 16 and 59 to try to get into position. And if we can bring up to Max 1. There you go. Got that live storm spotter video as we'll continue to monitor the latest. Let's go back to the radar now, and storms moving northeast and very intense line. And I do want to mention too, Sequoyah County, not in any type of warning. Well, there is a severe thunderstorm warning now that extends all the way down into southwestern and western Sequoyah County. So not surprised at that. I want to show you anywhere up and down this line is where you have that potential for tornadic activity. So something to watch
Dan,
as these storms move in. Yes,
just,
sir.
Just as you said, tornadic potential. We're talking up and down that balance line over to the east of Greasy, or west of Greasy, I should say, south of Dry Creek. Looks like a small area of rotation, maybe even a small reflectivity nub trying to form. Right now, not warned, but could be within the next few minutes.
Yeah, that was the old tornado warning that is about to expire here at 11:45. There's the new one that was issued that goes until 12:15. Anywhere up and down this line is just primed for what we call spin-up potential, mesovortices that's basically like tornadoes that develop along line. Not the same ingredients as a supercell tornado. Kind of like for those that have been watching the weather closely, there's been a lot of storms that have been in Illinois, Wisconsin, Iowa. Those storms were supercell thunderstorms. These are more of embedded rotations along the leading edge of the line. But I don't want to lose sight of that Lincoln WeatherBug Network camera. I want to continue to watch this as that lightning show is really starting to increase in intensity. All right, Leslie, let's do another track on this on Weather 2. We'll take a track on this storm, and you can keep us up to date with the latest. And go ahead and mute my microphone real quick if you could. All right, so pretty intense line that's coming through. Okay, go ahead, Leslie. Take us through that track.
All right, so I am beginning to track or put that storm track down right now, but keep in mind that this storm is moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. So it's definitely picked up with time, especially with that low level jet slowly beginning to kick in. And I'll go ahead and plot that here in just a second, guys, as I get it sorted over here. But 50 miles per hour that is a new one. So if we take it about an hour out, these are the areas that should be keeping an eye on these storms here. And that's including Eldon at 11:41 p.m. By 11:53, Adderley, I would assume you say that, and 11:58 Westville, 12 by midnight, after midnight, in fact, Summers, Lincoln by 12:07, and then this is when we slowly begin to see this line slowly make its way into northwest Arkansas just after 12 in the morning. So Prairie Grove by around 12:14, 12:20 Farmington, but that's still quite a ways out. Still keeping in mind these areas, of course, if they continue to pick up in strength or intensity. And like you saw, that tornado warning was extended all the way out until 12:15. So if we go all the way out to 12:15, especially Prairie Grove, you guys should be able to keep this in mind.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If we could pull up Mega Doppler really quickly, I have some streets that are plotted down right now. The circulation looks like it's going to be right over Collins Road, and this is on State Route 51. So we'll work to get you on that right now. But nonetheless, this is south of Eldon, again, on State Highway 51. It looks like that circulation right in the middle of the tornado warning watch box is starting to ramp up. So there's a live look at it is right there. And you can see the streets. Collins Road, this is the 2500 block. And you can see the latest velocity scan as we're talking. Looks like it's trying to wrap back up once again. So this is moving off to the south and east of Eldon. Again, this is State Highway 51, I should say, and it'll be heading over towards the Titanic. This is going to be south of Proctor and continuing to move over towards Christie. So if you're in this tornado warning, you need to be in your safe place immediately. And if you're not there, you need to get there. And again, all up and down this line, we're watching little embedded pieces of rotation that could try to spark some lowerings and cause tornado warnings. So again, if you live southwest of Eldon and over towards Christie and anywhere in between, you need to be heading to your safe place immediately if you are not already there.
Yeah, Davion, these storms have just been ramping up. In fact, Tulsa had a tornado warning earlier, a little before 10 o'clock, and it almost immediately put down a tornado that was confirmed, did do damage on the south side of Tulsa. It wasn't very long-lived, but it shows you anywhere along the leading edge of this line, any one of those circulations could prompt tornado warning potential. And Josh Rugger was mentioning it, that instability in the lowest levels, what we call 0 to 3 kilometer CAPE, a technical term. It just basically means the amount of instability that's very close to the surface will allow those storms to rise up very close to the ground. So that is all tornadic potential, basically ingredients that we watch closely.
Yes, Dan. And speaking of instability, I do want to mention a message that was sent out from Tulsa by Stephen Cobb. He said, air mass ahead of the strong squall line moving through far eastern Oklahoma continues to depict weak to moderate instability with strong low-level wind shear sufficient to maintain QLCS mesovortex development and occasional tornado threat through 1 a.m. across northwest Arkansas. They also mentioned that winds are a bit more veered than earlier ahead of the line.
Okay, all right. So veered is where you've got maybe more of a southerly component to the winds instead of a southeasterly component, a backed surface wind. But like we mentioned, nevertheless, these are still going to be some strong storms. There's that severe thunderstorm warning. That does include a tornado possible, which means anywhere along this line, especially that northern portion of the line, still could prompt perhaps a brief circulation that develops as it's moving into Delaware County. So here you've got severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible until 12:15. Yes, sir.
I was saying the big lightning strikes on camera, starting to see that.
I know. The lightning has really increased pretty dramatically. And, it's quiet. You couldn't see much because the storms are so far away. But another thing, too, is you knew the upper level support and the energy was going to be moving in. So we want to take that Lincoln camera. We've got it pointed straight west. So Let's go ahead and bring that up full real quick so you can get a good view and a look at that Lincoln camera. So there you go. You get to see it. Tornado warning still issued until 12:15. It does not include any counties across the Arkansas state line. However, there's definitely a possibility that that could happen, especially after midnight tonight. We're at 11:43 right now. If you're watching on the live stream, we're just close to 11:44, and we can go ahead and we can bring up Mega Doppler, and you can see the actual seconds that are included in this. So we're at 11:43 right now in 20 seconds. There's that circulation that Davion's watching very closely west of Christie. We know that this is definitely a tornado area, including the storms that produced tornadoes back a couple of years ago that moved through the west side of Christie and Westville and Watts. And there's that circulation that's lifting northeastward. So, Christie, you need to be in your safe place right now. That circulation has really ramped up for sure. And anywhere along the leading edge of this line, we could see that tornado potential. Plot some roads on there, and we'll show you who could be really impacted by this circulation. Remember, it's not exactly where that is, but D4630 Road, and just to the east of Proctor and south of that Christie area. And we'll go ahead and we'll plot one more here. These are some really small, small roads. Of course, Highway 62, southwest of Christie. So I'm trying to remember the date that storm moved through, and I'm kind of blanking right now. So can't remember that storm. But all right, let's go back to and do a track. We want to let people know where this is headed. I can see we got a new severe thunderstorm warning now that's been issued for Washington County. So let's go to what, Max 2 if we can. And Leslie, you got your latest track on there with that tornado warning cell.
Yes, exactly. And correct me if I am wrong because I said it earlier, but Adderley, I would assume for 11:53, definitely headed close, if not just to the north of Westville. But for those who are in the Westville region, definitely do plan to take cover by 11:58 because that's when you expect this storm to come through. Again, the storm is moving at 50 miles per hour towards the northeast. So it has been picking up a little bit in speed across the area. Now, Summers just after midnight and Pedro by 12:15 by midnight. And then just after midnight is when you begin to see it slowly make its way into northwest Arkansas. And that threat will be continuing to loom, especially all the way up until 1 a.m., just like National Weather Service Tulsa mentioned.
Yeah, I don't like this at all. This is a solid line that's running north to south. That it means the whole entire line is balanced, where you've got the cold pool and the shear rotors, and they're all balanced, and that brings that potential for mesovortices. I see very similar type of structure here with this line as kind of like October 21st, 2019. Also the lightning too, that's off to the west is kind of reminiscent of that as well. So we're talking a highly electrified storm that's going to be moving into northwest Arkansas. And there you get to see, okay, we're starting to see some of the structure. We can see the base. I was
just going to say, Dan, as you were talking, the latest velocity scan right on the smack in the middle of the tornado warning watch box. We're on the areas we called out. U.S. Highway 62 is starting to ramp back up again. This is the county road, I should say, D4630 road. It's starting to, the circulation is pretty much right on top of you guys, heading right towards Christie. There you see it update as we're talking. So again, if you're anywhere in this tornado warning, if you have family or friends near Christie, definitely want to make sure you let them know that this tornado potential is heading right towards them as we speak.
That is something. And on the lowering too, let's bring that up. If we can, we bring up the camera full screen real quick. I'm going to move the camera. There you can get to see that base that's off in the distance right there. And we're going to be looking at this region right in here. I'm going to zoom in on it just a little bit because I think we have a good idea exactly where this enhanced lowering is. So there you go. Well, we zoomed in and we got a lightning strike right in the meantime. So that is something that we will have to watch very closely as it moves in. And that will be our visual. So right now we're seeing kind of scud, what we call scud clouds, ragged lowerings.
Tornado warning coming for Benton and Washington counties.
Okay, there we go. So we knew that was coming out. There's the latest. We'll go to max 1 if we can. Be in your safe place. There's the new tornado warning. Things are really ramping up here quick. And now we've been live streaming, just to let you know, 479 first, knwa.com, on X at Weather Dan, Facebook, meteorologist Dan Scoff, KNWA, and Your Weather Authority Facebook page. And also, as we mentioned, on YouTube. And a lot of people mentioning on YouTube that they've been tracking these storms. They've been watching them close. Christy, there's that tornado warning. Does include the Westville area, and that is moving northeast. So let's zoom out. Let's give an idea. Let's do one panel if we can for this time, and we'll just take a look at the newest tornado warning. It does include Fayetteville. We'll zoom in a little bit more, and you can see northern Washington County. So Prairie Grove, just basically on the outskirts of it. This is how precise Weather Call Next Gen is. If you live in Prairie Grove, you're not getting a call right now because you're just outside that polygon warning. However, Westville, Summers, Cincinnati for sure, no doubt, you're receiving the warning. Also, several other areas, southeast of Siloam Springs. Now, the actual city of Siloam Springs not quite included in that tornado warning. Then you've got Tawnytown, that's just on the outskirts of it. Springdale not included either. But the far southeastern edge of that tornado warning does include the Fayetteville area, which is why you heard our alerts going off, and you also heard a weather call going off.
And that is an electrified storm that's moving through.
It is. It is. It's a dangerous storm. This is where now is the time to start preparing to get to your safe place. And as these storms move in, we could be seeing some damage. Hopefully not. Hopefully the storm doesn't come through and produce anything. At the moment, they've just been radar indicated. But boy, you can see that lightning, and we're getting some great views of the base of this thunderstorm looking off to the west. So I do want to move this camera here real quick and adjust it. And we want to point it straight west. So we'll get a view straight west here. Man, what an impressive lightning show with these cells. Ragged base, you can see some striations as well. So this is our Lincoln WeatherBug Network camera. And a new tornado warning has been issued. Also, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning, too, that's got a tornado possible. So basically everywhere up and down this line. This is a pretty intense line. And this is something that we are not going to drop our guard on. I hope you didn't as well. I know it was quiet today. I know there wasn't any storm activity, but this is the type of active weather that we've been expecting. And that's why we mentioned all those severe weather potentials over the next couple of days.
I was just going to say, Dan, as you're saying that, over towards Stillwell and Marietta, not quite in this tornado warning, but they're just to the south of the box. But that looks like it's starting to ramp up. Latest velocity scan, you can see how that plays out. It looks like it's trying to get its act together. But of course, the main focus right now is still where Christie is, and then just to the west of Westville.
Yeah, so what Davion's mentioning is you got a rotation couplet here that's west of Watts. You got another area that's just to the west of Westville, and you got another area that's over by Stillwell. So those three circulations, and then on the reflectivity, it just looks like a solid line. You can see that solid line showing up, not necessarily anything major in terms of, supercell characteristics, but this isn't your supercell type of tornadic event. This is all QLCS, quasi-linear convective systems. That circulation right there is probably the biggest surge out of everything, and that's where that tornado warning is prompting into northwest Washington County and southwestern Benton County. Let's go ahead and we'll go back to our camera. I want to bring that up full because we're here. We are in the middle of the night, and the only view that we will see of a tornado is essentially if we can catch it on our WeatherBug Network camera. And that lightning show, man, that storm is impressive. Anytime you got really impressive, intense lightning like that and multiple flashes, that tells you there's a lot of collisions happening, and those updrafts are pretty strong. So yeah, some intense storms are rolling in. And keep an update on the NWS chat, too, and be looking for any type of CC drops if you're seeing anything like that, meaning correlation coefficient drops.
Nothing so far on the CC drop, but NWS chat is typing right now.
Okay.
They said the strongest couplet is west of Westville along US 62 right now.
Yep.
Ooh, right, that's really starting to ramp up
right on the highway, just to the west of Westville. Yep.
Yeah. So here is Highway 62, Westville. You need to be in your safe place. Very strong circulation showing up. Now, it's probably going to pass a little north of Westville, but it is way too close for comfort. I would get to your safe place. Anywhere north of Westville on Highway 59, that circulation is about to cross basically right over that area. Just to the north of Summers. Cincinnati, like we mentioned, Cincinnati located north of Summers on Highway 59 as an area that is really under the gun for this cell.
Yeah, this thing is ramping up big time. That strong rotation, you can see that on our normalized rotation, still showing up pretty nicely right over some of these same areas we've been talking about.
And there's the newest radar scan too,
Yep.
as well. So we want to do another track on this tornado warning. I know, Leslie, I'm reading your mind here as you've got it up right now. We'll go to it and we'll take a look at Max 2. There's the latest track. Still keeping that camera on there.
Exactly, yes. Westville, like we've mentioned already, get to your safe place if you haven't yet. Cincinnati also wanting to keep an eye on this because this will be crossing the border here very soon. And you can see just after midnight, a few of the areas will be immediately impacted. So Cincinnati, Pedro not until 12:16, Wheeler at 12:22, Johnson at 12:29. And then this is when you see it get much closer to the I-49 corridor and begin to slowly impact towns. Now, keep in mind, Fayetteville is just outside or just on the corner of the polygon, but it's still headed much closer to Springdale and Lowell if the intensity of it does continue to pick up across the region. Keep in mind, the storm has been moving at 45 miles per hour. Last time we checked was at 50, but with this newest update, it's decreased just a little bit down to 45, but still picking up in intensity.
Oh, I think I'm seeing something here. I'm seeing a very enhanced lowering. It's just over the city lights. I'm going to show you exactly where you'll see whenever it backlights. It's a very ragged lowering, and that is something to watch right here. I'm going to zoom in on it in this time. So we'll take a look here. Could be the start of a tornado that's beginning to get rain wrapped. Be looking for power flashes. Again, we're not on the radar right now because this is going to be our best view. Radar is great. There it is on the right side. Check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If you can, let's bring up weather 3. I know you can do that from the control room. Weather 3, I can kind of point out with the cursor exactly where we're looking here. Yep. Weather 3 real fast. Okay. Okay. We'll fix that. All right. No, I'm not seeing those. Those look like power flashes.
Dan, I was just going to say, as we're talking, the circulation just to the south of the warning box has ramped up quite a bit since we've last looked at it.
Okay.
This is just to the west of Dutch Mills and to the east of, or northeast, I should say, of Fairfield. And this is Possum Street's Piney Road. If you live on that street, you might want to get to cover as that circulation is ramped up quite a bit as well.
From Tulsa, they said the couplet is strengthening south of Stillwell,
Mm-hmm.
looking at another tornado or warning coming for this cell.
All right, so that is going to be south of the Fayetteville area, and that's going to be southwestern Washington County. And those are the multiple tornado warnings now for the northwest Arkansas area. And I'm gonna walk in front of the screen. I want to show you what I'm looking at here. It's tough to see. Let's bring me up on the wall if you can. There's that tornado warning that's issued for Adair, Benton, and Washington County, but a new warning is going to be coming out. This is the area that I'm watching, just to the left of this red light. You can kind of see a little bit of an enhanced lowering. Also, you can see what's called a clear slot right here. This is all very indicative of tornado potential. Now I'll step out of the way, and you'll get to see, hopefully, in a new lightning flash. But we want to go to that new tornado warning. We've got it included on Max 2. All of the alerts are going off, the WEA alerts. Boy, what talk about a rude awakening. And this is what we mentioned, and we're streaming this live, so you can follow it right here with us, and we'll get you through it. But multiple tornado warnings now, including one that's on the south side of Fayetteville. This does include Drake Field. And there's that tornado warning that we're watching. Boy, tremendous amount of lightning with this cell. And we want to work our way up and down the line. We don't want to miss anything. This is going to be our best chance to see if there's anything touching down on the ground right there on the right side to the right of that light. It looks like
and I will say the circulation that we just caught out, the new one that just went tornado warn, looks to be the most impressive now. It's really,
that might be touching down. Go, Kate, take the Lincoln camera, point it southwest.
Yeah, that's really getting its act together.
We're going to show you that. Let's go to, if we can, there's the weather call alert. Watch this
Southwest.
Here. I'm going to put this up to my phone here.
This is KNWA and Fox 24 Chief Meteorologist Dan Scoff. The National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for your specific location. Seek shelter now by getting into the lowest, most central part of your home in a storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom. Repeating, the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for your immediate area. Get into your safe place now. This is a message from Weather Call Next Gen.
So that shows you what Next Gen does. We weren't in the path of the other storm. Now we're in the path of this warning. So there we go. That's the Weather Call alert. I just want to kind of show you how that works in real time. Here's a look at that tornado warning. We're looking southwest. Let's go to the radar. And I bet you we have a tornado that's going to be touched down. That is a really intense circulation. Leslie, you got that pointed southwest?
Yes, I do right now. And I also have a storm track up in case you want to point out some areas.
Yeah, and let's do the track, and then I want to show you the circulation on the radar. So here, and by the way, look out as I'm doing this track on Lincoln's camera because we might be seeing a power flash.
Yeah, that's exactly. Josh, of course, Rugger just said he's very close to the warning box. He's taking exit 72 now along Highway 412.
Okay. All right. So we got multiple tornado warnings that are coming in. There's that circulation that's west of Dutch Mills, southwest of Lincoln, and there's the track of that. Let me read off these towns: 1226 in Fayetteville. So you've got a little time to take shelter. 1214, a little before that, Prairie Grove. Dutch Mills, 1202, not much time. And I've even seen some people on the stream, Evansville, Dutch Mills, are wondering about this storm. Huntsville, a little bit later at 1250. Let's go to Mega Dopplers, show that circulation.
I was going to say, I have some streets plotted.
Okay, sounds great. And we'll keep that camera up on the screen. There's our Lincoln WeatherBug Network camera. We're pointed southwest. Let's see if we can see any type of touchdown at all. We're recording this too as well on the camera so we can go back and look at maybe we missed something in between lightning flashes. But you've got State Highway, Ant Hill Road. This is all southwest of Lincoln. There's the circulation. And look at how strong that is. Go back a frame if you can here, and you'll see just how intense that rotation is right there. That is a very strong circulation that could have prompted a tornado touchdown briefly. But so far, we haven't seen anything on the radar to confirm that. Keep in mind, be looking for that, Davion.
Oh, yeah.
There's that circulation, and let me know if you see any type of correlation coefficient. Boy. Oh, power flashes. Just saw them. I just saw them. We got a confirmed tornado. Either that or strong winds. That is definitely power flashes, and that almost looks like a little bit of a enhanced lowering. Let's keep watching that. Just above, bring me up on the wall, and I'll show you exactly where I saw those power flashes. Okay, so it's going to be right in here. I don't want to step in front of them, but right here, we've got damage occurring. There's no doubt about that, and that could be the tornado. That's
Dan, that latest velocity scan has ramped up quite a bit. Once again, you got the bright greens next to the bright reds. This is right over State Highway, the 1300 block of the State Highway 59.
I just saw the power flashes not too long ago. So that tells you that, you know, there's winds strong enough to knock down power lines, and, you know, definitely could be a confirmed tornado. We'll see if there's any type of debris signature, but sometimes, you know, power lines can get knocked down with straight line winds too. So regardless, you got damage that's occurring, and we can tell that. All right, let's go back to the radar and keep up that in case there's a power line flash again, which could happen intermittently. I do want to mention that we saw power flashes, though. If you could type that up in NWS chat and let the Tulsa Weather Service know that we have confirmed power lines for that cell southwest of Lincoln as we're watching this. So there's that lowering that's moving in. And Lincoln, you need to be in your safe place right now. As you see this camera showing power flashes, that's coming right towards the Lincoln area. And what we mean by power flash is it's when it lights up the base of the thunderstorm. It's a different look than tornadic activity, and it lasts a fraction of a second longer than your lightning strikes. So, and it also lights up the base of the thunderstorm, and it has a little bit of a different greenish hue color to it. So can hear some rumbles of thunder with some anvil crawlers that are overhead as well. So this is an intense line, folks. You need to be watching this closely. Hopefully you're in your safe place right now as these storms are moving in on the southwest side of Lincoln. And that does look very, very intense right there. So we got the track of the storm and the camera. If we can, let's do a 3-box, because I also don't want to lose view of Mega Doppler as we're tracking those individual streets. So
So this circulation right now is over the 2100 block Ant Hill Road, and this is heading up towards US Highway 62. Again, southwest of Lincoln. Actually see some elementary schools that are being plotted, or middle schools, I should say, and schools, high schools. So it's about to be into a very populated area. So we need you in your safe places immediately.
Yeah, Lincoln, absolutely. And this is going to be going right over the Lincoln camera. Let's zoom out. Are we zoomed out on that storm? I just want to make sure we don't miss anything.
We are.
Wow, that is really close.
It's getting really close.
And that's pointed straight southwest, right? Yeah, look at that lowering coming overhead.
No CC drop as of yet, but normalized rotation.
Yeah, feel free to move it a little bit left and right just to kind of get a scan, get a pan of what's going on. You can see those lower clouds that are racing in towards Lincoln. We're about to see some pretty strong winds.
I just want to say also
tremendous amount of lightning.
Yeah, the latest velocity scan keeping things going.
Yeah,
this is about to move through Lincoln as we speak.
Yeah, and that's our camera right there. That's showing that. You can see the rotated. You can see rain curtains off in the distance. Go to the right a little bit on the camera. Go to the right. I think I saw our rear flank downdraft that's starting to develop. Yeah, look at those rain curtains. Look at those rain curtains
easily coming
down.
in.
So that's all moving from left to right, which would be south to north. So that shows some pretty intense winds that are about to develop.
Latest velocity scan doesn't have it as tight of a couplet as it did, but it's right over Lincoln as of now.
Yeah. You're about to see
Strong
this visibility drop tremendously, which means we'll have to shift cameras. But before we do that, look at those winds cranking up. So Lincoln, this is a dangerous storm. Tornado warning. We'll see if we see any type of power flashes as it comes into a populated area. And let's go back to, if we can, the radar to let you know exactly where this is at. So we've got multiple scenes on there, multiple windows. You got the Lincoln Weatherbug Network camera on the left. Man, lightning has got to just be absolutely tremendous. You got the circulation that's coming right over Lincoln right now. We saw all those rain curtains moving left to right. So that tells you I didn't see any rotating rain curtains, but that doesn't mean anywhere along that line it could develop a tornado. I don't see any lights that are going out in terms of power flashes, so that's good. Circulation still shows up, though.
Yeah, these are the kind of things we see where they're so quick at forming.
If we can, let's bring up Max 2 at the same time. We'll bring up the Weatherbug Network camera kind of small on the bottom right, because I want to give people an idea where this is and where it's headed, so you can know when you need to take shelter from this storm. So here's a look at live Doppler radar and on Max 2, and then we'll just pop up that Weather 3 source, or not the Weather 3 source, but our Weatherbug Network camera from Lincoln on the Prod PC. So there you go. You can't read the towns, but I'll read them off for you. We've got 1225 in Fayetteville. You need to be taking your tornado precautions. That's cell moving towards the south side of Fayetteville. 1232 in Elkins, 1237 in Wesley, Hinesville at 1243 and 1249 in the Huntsville area, and Kingston at about 1 o'clock in the morning. So that's on the east side of Madison County, if this storm, in fact, does hold together. Still has that strong circulation, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. Josh Rugger said he's heading southbound on I-49 approaching Fayetteville. He'll probably try to set up shop between Fayetteville and Greenland.
Yeah. And I wonder if we have his live view. Control room, just be aware that he might do a live view and to do a live update here.
So now this is about to head over towards Prairie Grove. It's still sitting on the northwestern or northeastern side of Lincoln, but it's about to head over towards Prairie Grove, and it's still a decent amount of circulation with this storm.
Okay, here's what I want to do real quick. You're watching Mega Doppler closely. Let me walk you through all of the latest warnings because there's a lot of them, and we'll continue to keep you updated on the latest tracks. So let's see here. There's so many warnings. I think the computer is glitching out. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and we'll bring up real quick Max 1, and let's bring this up full. so you can get an idea of all the warning information. You saw the track. We're continuing to monitor that cell. We'll get back to it real quick. But for other areas that are watching, you got severe thunderstorm warning for McDonald County, and you pop in Davion and Leslie if you've got anything, okay, immediate concern. But tornado warning with tornado possible with a severe thunderstorm warning, that's for Southwest Missouri. That goes until 12:45. You got till 12:15 a.m. Severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible. So anywhere along that line, you got tornado possible. And then you got those 2 tornado warnings. Theirs goes until 12:45 for Washington County, and then the one that's a little bit farther south goes until 12:45 as well. So there's until 12:30, excuse me. That one was issued a little bit earlier, and there's that cell for Benton and Washington County, and the other one is a little bit farther south, including the West Fork area. And, we've also got our WeatherBug Network cameras from Mount Sequoia, and this will give us an idea what's about to approach the northwest Arkansas area, as the lightning, you'll see, is going to be pretty tremendous. And the winds have really cranked up too. Low-level winds have increased. So this camera is a little bit delayed, but you can see the base of the thunderstorm. It's kind of glitching out a little bit. It's not quite as smooth as that Lincoln camera with the internet connection. And then we'll look at our, let's go to the Graduate Hotel. Take a look at this. This is looking off to the west. Look at it shaking around. You'll see some lightning flashes. And then there's the base of that thunderstorm that's approaching northwest Arkansas. So I don't see anything in terms of touching down right now, but that could happen and that could develop pretty quick.
Yeah, latest velocity scan still has it kind of not as strong as what it once was in terms of a tight couplet, but still nonetheless very strong winds. And of course, it is still a rotating storm section of the storm, so we still need to watch it pretty carefully.
Okay, we'll work our way south here. And the River Valley, not going to see a whole lot. In fact, that's cold front. That's an outflow boundary, and that's cold pool. And that means severe weather potential is going to be pretty limited. So this is a cluster of storms moving into northwest Arkansas. Man, is this thing's glitching out big time. So let's go to Max 2.
Yes, I do actually have
a track on that northern part of the cell.
I actually have 2 tracks, one for the southern cell and one for the northern cell. That way we can cover through each of it. But honestly, I would say for the entire along Interstate 49 and the metro area, you guys just need to be weather aware as to what could possibly happen over the next few minutes. Lowell, Springdale, you could expect this just after 12:20. Taneytown, keep in mind 12:22. The northern cell could be headed your way and could directly impact you. And then we could see a crossover to Interstate 49 and impact maybe the northern end of Rogers. But Rogers, you're on the northern end of this polygon or this warned area. Lowell, you're almost smack dab in the middle, so I definitely want to keep that into consideration. Springdale, definitely wanting to keep an eye on the fact that we have not only the northern cell, but the southern one as well. And then also keep in mind Prairie Creek just after 12:36 in the morning, Garfield by 12:45. And Eureka Springs by 12:53. Now, keep in mind the northern cell, they have it moving at 60 miles per hour. Now, if we move to the southern cell, it's closer to about 40 miles per hour that they have it at. So Prairie Grove, also keeping in mind, this is pretty much going over you right now. You should be in your safe space if you're not yet. Greenland, also keeping in mind, this could impact you by 12:25. And then this is when we begin to see it get into the metro area as well of Fayetteville, then Baldwin, Elkins, and pretty much all that beyond 12:30. So into your specific spots right now, Prairie Grove, especially with that rotation right over you guys, definitely want to be in your safe place.
Yeah, thank you, Leslie. I will say that according to the latest radar, as I can see, maybe the rotation's weakened somewhat from what it was earlier when it was southwest of Lincoln. And so hopefully that continues to remain a trend. But I wouldn't doubt if the Weather Service kind of mentions that maybe this rotation is starting to weaken a little bit as it moves in. But still, that doesn't mean that it couldn't ramp up. It couldn't develop pretty quickly and increase in intensity really fast. In fact, let's go to Max 1 if we can. Here's a look at Mega Doppler. We got an area of rotation right here. Now, we do probably want to switch radars. Currently, we're looking at this from the Tulsa radar. But before you switch on the air, we won't do that yet. I do want to show you that because you got to remember that beam is going to be parallel to the line. And so you're not going to get the best view. There's a new severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag, and that now includes Carroll County, eastern Benton County, northern Washington County, and northern Madison County. So let's go ahead and we'll look at the velocity signature from our radar in the Fort Smith area. And boy, this thing is going really slow. It's probably going to die here before you know it. Now, unfortunately, we have a limitation here. Whenever the storm line is basically running parallel to the radar beam, which is exactly when it moves into Benton and Washington County, sometimes you can't see those areas of circulation, those rotations. But there's a look at one that's just to the southeast of Prairie Grove, moving northeast from the radar in Fort Smith. And then you got a circulation that's southwest of Springdale. Those are those two tornado warnings. But if you go back in time a little bit, and you'll see this as we kind of look at this, the circulations were a little bit stronger when they were farther to the southwest. And so here's a look at this, putting it into motion. That's what prompted the tornado warning. Look at that couplet. You can see the bright greens and bright reds just before midnight. And then now that we've been crossed over into the new day, you can see how those circulations are a little more elongated. Nevertheless, still tornado warned, so you need to be watching very closely, especially with this type of environment, as these storms can rapidly develop and intensify and put down a tornado before you know it. So let's go back to our camera because we're getting close to being able to have a view as it comes into the Fayetteville area from Mount Sequoia. So that's our Lincoln WeatherBug Network camera. I moved that just because I wanted to kind of get in. Let's turn that camera east, it's almost due east now as the circulation is passed. So,
Yes.
And Dan, we got a new message from NWS out of Tulsa. Surface winds across northwest Arkansas have backed to more south-southeast ahead of the line, indicating the QOCS threat continues along the leading edge.
okay, all right, I appreciate that. Did they were they talking about? Was there any type of report mentioning that circulation's kind of ramping down a little bit?
They noted at 12:11 a.m. that the circulation, or 12:09 I should say, that the circulation's kind of trended down as of right now.
Trended down. Okay, yeah. Well, there's a look at the storm that's coming into Fayetteville. So far, no rain right now. There's the lightning. It's not as highly electrified as it was when it was coming into southwest Lincoln. That was a pretty intense storm right there. And I know I saw power flash, so we can go back and we can analyze that. But wouldn't be surprised if there was a brief touchdown looking at that radar.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, there is another area of circulation. It is in the warning box, and this is just to the south and west of Tawnytown.
I see it.
They also
Yep.
just continued the tornado warning.
Yep.
Okay, we got Michael Craddock in Tawnytown.
Yep.
Is he on the is he on the phoner at all? Just his stream? Okay. So this is Michael Craddock's video. He is located in Tawnytown. He's looking west as this storm approaches. I might text him and let him know that he can call into the phoner line. That would be helpful.
You also have an impressive shelf cloud showing up on Kisser FM's tower.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Starting to see an image of a low
And that's
ring
looking
from
north?
earlier. There's an image.
That has to be, yes, because the tower's right
Yeah.
here. Mm-hmm.
Okay, sounds good. We'll get Michael Craddock on the line.
Looks like the area of circulation is the further south one is just to the south of Farmington. It's not really a tight velocity scan as of right now, but of course we know these are quickly developing storms, so that could change. And then over to the north, we mentioned the rotation that's just to the southwest of Tawnytown. Both of these have the potential to increase in velocity once again and put down a tornado. But nonetheless, very strong winds are about to head towards Interstate 49, and we'll be able to see that with numerous cameras here in just a short amount of time.
Yeah, especially the iDrive cameras, if they're pointed in the right direction. We also have Arkansas Children's Northwest having a problem with the power supply from Springdale's Harbor High School, unfortunately. We've been trying to get that back online for the last couple of days, but no avail. We can bring up, though, and I'll show you. Let me know when we get Michael Craddock on the line. I told him to call into the phoner line. Right now, that circulation isn't super strong, but we're continuing to watch that, monitor that. West of Tawnytown, there's that circulation, and that would be giving us a view from Arkansas Children's Northwest. So I'm going to bring that camera up here real quick, and we'll take a look. Okay, that must have been the power flashes that we saw, so we could tell that there had to be something on the ground. So either that or some damage. So we have Doug Warner, who's gathering news information. He says he called Adair County Sheriff's Office, said they have confirmed trees that have been knocked down. And go ahead and report that again, Christina, in my ear. Exactly what they said. They have confirmed damage, trees down. Oh wow. Okay, so trees down, power lines down, west of Westville and Stillwell. So areas in Adair County as that storm moved in and really started to ramp up. We saw that power flash from that WeatherBug network camera in Lincoln, knowing that something was on the ground. But this is a look at the storm. Really not a whole lot of visuals. It's a little bit of a different camera, and this is looking, well, that's actually looking northwest. I want to be looking due west, but the camera spun around.
Power's flickering in Tawnytown makes absolute perfect sense because that's where that circulation is going right now. It's pretty broad, but nonetheless, very strong winds are entering into Tawnytown, Elm Springs as well. This will head over towards Fayetteville, Farmington. You guys are picking up on the wind speeds as well. And that circulation is still just to the south of Farmington as well. So there's multiple circulations within this storm about to head right towards Fayetteville.
Look at that camera. You can see those clouds and the cloud structure, and that's moving in from the west side. A lot more lightning with that storm coming in. It's April, folks, and it's severe weather season, and this is a stout line. So that's why we're continuing to watch it. That might be Josh Rugger that's on there. All right, so we have someone, I think, trying to call in, but Michael Craddock is calling. Hey, Michael, you are live on the air here. I know you're in Tawnytown. Tell me what you're seeing right now. I've got you on speakerphone.
Sure. Sorry about that. I should have called my phoner.
Yeah, go ahead and call the phoner line. We're ready for you if you want to do that.
I'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Bye.
Just got word the stronger couplet remains south of Farmington for the time being, and that will put it right on track for southern portions of Fayetteville Junction, and in fact, as we speak right now.
Yeah, it's about to get real noisy. Winds picking up, a lot of lightning. You can see our WeatherBug network camera shaking around. This is going to be a little bit of a nervous night, no doubt about it. It's a little after midnight right now, 12:19. We're watching a storm that's tornado warned, had several circulations, produced confirmed damage in Adair County, Stillwell, and west of Westville. So, Michael Craddock, you're one of our storm spotters. We've got your live stream up. First of all, tell me what you're seeing right now, where you're located, and everything about this information with the storm.
Okay, yeah, we're a little bit west of Tawnytown here by the new expressway, where the new stoplight is out here. And about 5 minutes ago, actually, it rolled past us, and we could definitely see a pretty good lowering as it went by. Maybe even two different areas that we noticed. We're in the middle of it right now, so we can't see anything right at the moment. But we had some really strong winds as it moved through as well.
Okay. What would you say those winds were approximately?
Maybe 45, 50 miles an hour, something like that.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, those are pretty impressive.
They said the northern circulation would be allowed, tornado warning would be allowed to expire.
Would be allowed to expire, okay.
Not planning a reissue, I should say. They'll let it go through the warning time.
So we've got taking a look at our storm spotters. And do you have Rex Wren with you as well?
Yes,
okay.
He is here as well.
We can see your track right now. So you said you saw a ragged lowering, and did you see any visible rotation at all within the clouds?
No, couldn't really see rotation. No, because it's so dark out here. With the lightning and stuff. I couldn't see any defined rotation. Did you see any, Rex? No. Yeah, he says no as well.
All right, we appreciate that. I've got Davion that's kind of keeping tabs of this line coming in, and looks like it's starting to rain. Hail is not going to be as much of a concern with this line. It's just not really producing large hail. It's not supercell structure, but anywhere along the leading edge of this line, we can continue to see that tornado potential. Now, you have heard that confirmed damage in Adair County, west of Westville, Stillwell, has trees and power lines down. That was from Adair County Sheriff's Office in eastern Oklahoma. And that's the same storm that made its way into northwest Arkansas. So pretty intense storm. We can hear it coming down right now outside of the studio as well. man, those winds are crazy strong right now. Pretty intense storm. What's your visibility like right now, Michael?
Visibility, I mean, it's raining pretty good, so visibility is pretty low.
Yeah.
I can't see a whole lot. But I can tell you this. When we were driving on 412 coming into Tawnytown, I am more than sure that I saw some power flashes off to our south.
Okay. All right. I couldn't. We'll continue to watch that. Let's go back to, or if we can, our weather bug. There's our location for Mega Doppler. So we've got high heat and cooling Mega Doppler. Tornado warning for the Fayetteville area still continues until 12:45. New warning till 12:30. We could hear some power flickering here. Okay, yeah, I can believe that. Let's go to our WeatherBug Network camera from Mount Sequoia. We're about to lose a view of this as it comes overhead, so we want to be on top of that.
Yes.
And I think it's already kind of shrouded in rain right now. So here's a look.
I also have
I
Graduate.
think I can hear the sirens going off too.
Yeah,
They've been going off for a little bit. I also have Graduate Hotel's camera on right now, which you could see a little bit better of the city lights, but still very shaky nonetheless with all the rain coming down right now.
Wow.
Very strong winds.
Very strong winds. Look at those rain curtains too moving, just like what you mentioned. Let's bring up the Graduate Hotel camera, shaking around quite a bit. Had an unconfirmed report of a lowering. That's by the 6th Street Walmart. So let's take that camera and point it almost straight west.
Yes.
And that should zoom out the view. Now you got to go to the left. The camera spun around, and that's not a true west view. Unfortunately, when these big storms come through and they're not anchored down as much as I would like. Keep going.
Yep.
You have to keep going to the west a little bit more and more.
Oop, there's MLK.
So there's MLK. There's I-49. That's going to be our view right now.
You can see this camera really shaking right
It
now.
is super shaking. Yeah. See if we can see any type of enhanced lowering. This is why we do those presets, by the way, because at night you want to go to an exact location as you're looking. But if the storm comes in, spins the camera around on the mount, then you got to reset everything. And we just haven't had time to do that. Boy, big lightning strike. Should be able to hear that crack of thunder here.
Still not impressive velocity, but nonetheless doesn't need to be when you see the wind doing what it's doing right now. Very strong winds through Fayetteville right now.
Yeah, that's why we've got that severe thunderstorm warning. So 12:24, just to do a quick reset, we got multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. You got a severe thunderstorm watch that goes until 4 a.m. You can see the amount of tornado warnings that are in place right now. And we've got 2 tornado warnings, both in Washington County.
Okay, Dan, I want to bring your attention to something real quick.
Yes,
this is to the south of Brentwood. I was keeping an eye on this. I didn't mention because it wasn't as impressive, but now it looks like it's trying to get its act together. This is over towards Winslow. The latest velocity scans, that has kind of increased as well. Starting to see very weak rotation on that, trying to get its act together. But again, that's something to keep an eye on as well. It's along that balanced area of the line.
It is. And there's a circulation, and I might want to set that storm motion for the warning if you haven't been doing that for that cell. That's some very strong winds right there. There's a circulation that moved through Fayetteville. I think we're okay right now. The tornado threat, is ending for the Fayetteville area as the storm moves east. That's going to be the rain and the wind and the lightning and thunder. That all comes basically after the leading edge of the storm. The tornadic portion of the storm is right on the front edge. It's different than supercells where you get the rain, the hail, and then you get that calm period, and then the tornado hits, unlike the lines of storms, and you get those mesovortices. That's the circulation that you're talking about right there, starting to ramp up a little bit just to the south of Winslow. I actually know someone that lives very close to that area.
You can see this could be a tiny inflow notch trying to form.
I would say so, yeah.
Yep.
What Davion's looking at, this is called the inflow notch, where you got winds that are racing in towards, and you've got the radar now selected in Fort Smith, right?
Yep.
So that's an inflow notch right there, and there would be your circulation, and the tornadic activity would be basically just west of Winslow if that storm ends up producing. And there you see the circulation ramping up as well. So we're watching up and down this line. Let's do one panel if we can, Davion, and just do reflectivity. And we're going to work our way and zoom out here a little bit. Devil's Den getting some heavy rain and thunderstorms. That's the new radar scan. The farther south you go, those storms weaken. River Valley is getting some rain, but that's it. This is not severe. So if you're worried along and south of I-40 for this event, That's not going to be the case. This is focused mainly from that cluster of storms in northwest Arkansas. Now we work our way north. There's the tornado warning that goes until 12:45. That does include Elkins. Hinesville is out of the warning. In fact, not even within the severe thunderstorm warning. And then you've got Huntsville. And the tornado warning continues for Washington County because it's been issued a little while ago. But just wanted to let you know, there you can see that tornado warning that's in progress for Washington County. That goes until 12:45. New warning, the warning that for 12 until 12:30 has expired already. So even though on our weather graphics source it doesn't expire quite yet, and there you'll see that there's the old tornado warning, but that's gone. So everything's out of there by now for that storm. So many warnings on the screen right now that it's tough for the radar. It looks like the tornado warning siren just stopped sounding, by the way, as the threat has come to an end in the Fayetteville area. Whew, that was a hairy situation. But again, if you have any reports of damage, we would love to know about them. So you can comment on Facebook Live, and Davion and Leslie, we're in the weather lab here. Let's see if anybody's reporting any comments or any type of damage. And I've got a moderator too that's watching over that as well. Also, you can scan that QR code. You can go to submit your photos. That's how we can get our photos of this storm damage, and then we can report that to the National Weather Service and pass that along as the integrated warning team to let people know what exactly took place with the damage. So
someone mentioned power out in Fayetteville near Woodland Junior High.
I could believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing what we were seeing and hearing not only that, but seeing the lightning as well.
Someone also mentioned that Town lost power.
Mm-hmm. Believe that as well.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of reports thus far has been power flickering or power being out either in Fayetteville or Town. I'm still looking through the comments to see if any other areas have been impacted.
Davion's watching that line real close, especially by the Winslow area. Let me know if that's increasing in intensity. Yeah. I would say this storm line might be weakening some, and that was always expected. The farther east these storms get, the more they're going to continue to weaken as we go throughout the overnight hours and into the morning. But right along the I-49 corridor, a little bit ahead of schedule. We said just a little before 1 o'clock in the morning, they sped up a little bit. They went to 40 and 50 miles per hour, and that's why they moved in at that time. We still have until 12:45 severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible. That goes until 12:45, like we mentioned, 60 miles per hour winds as well. And then you've got the tornado possible that's included in western Carroll County. That goes until 1:15. That has a tornado possible as well.
I was going to say a couple of updates, Dan. In terms of velocity scans, I was watching the strong winds that moved out of the Fayetteville area over towards Goshen. Now we're keeping a close eye on that as they could, of course, try to ramp up again. Still watching that small circulation over to the south that we were talking about outside of the warning box. Doesn't look as impressive as it did a few velocity scans ago, but that's over by Brentwood. And then last but not least, we also have reports of damage, wind damage coming from Gentry, Arkansas.
Okay.
And there was, looks like a blown down wooden fence, if I can make that image out. It's pretty dark, but that's what it looks like.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that information. Anywhere along that line was pretty intense. But one of the things you'll look at is that this rotation is starting to get a little more broader. So it shows you maybe that low-level instability is starting to decrease. The favorable severe weather environment is starting to become less favorable as the line makes its way eastward. Now, it always could increase in intensity and ramp up. I would probably even say the lightning is probably on the decrease as well.
In fact, Stephen Cobb from NWS said circulations along the line in Washington County continue to broaden. Will likely cancel the remaining warning once the storm clears the polygon.
Okay. And then that. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll bring that up. We got Josh Rugger that's out in the field. He's getting ready for his shift this morning, but he does have video here. Some pretty strong winds, about 40 to 50 miles per hour. And we know that's ball marker stadium right there. And winds are definitely cranking up. So we appreciate that information. You can hear Josh. That's an intense rainstorm. That will be waking people up. So mention a pretty rude awakening and wind-driven rain, but thankfully it looks like maybe we escaped tornado activity in the Fayetteville area. Definitely had a lot of concern with that, with the tornado warning, but I think
just got expired.
I think that storm weakened. So expired, so there's no more tornado warnings. A lot of severe thunderstorm warnings with tornado possible. Just because this storm is a little bit on the intense side, we'll stay on this until the warnings drop off. It is early in the morning here. We're at 12:30, and now we're replaying the 10 o'clock newscast. We were talking about these storms rolling in, so you might as well just cover them on KNWA and on our TV stations as well as online streaming. Plus, for Madison County, these storms could intensify pretty quickly. Like we said, we're going to get you through the entire storm, and then we'll drop off our weather coverage when needed. I do want to go back in time, if we can, real quick on the radar. We're going to go on Mega Doppler. And Davion, I want you to go to southwest of Lincoln. We're going to bring this up full if we can real quick. And I want to show you where that tornadic activity really cranked up just to the west of Westville. Let's go all the way back if we can. And that's as far back as it goes. But there's that circulation that's southwest of Lincoln. This was earlier in time. This is not right now. But this was right at midnight that the storm was coming in. And very intense circulation. And then it was even stronger when it was close to south of Westville. So also had a circulation, too, that made its way through Westville. And in fact, if we look at, let's do one panel, look at reflectivity, then we're going to look at NROT, and we're going to do the max rotation. You can see that rotation signature right there coming through the Lincoln area.
Right through the heart of it.
Also on the southwest side of Tawnytown, there's that circulation coming through almost pretty close to Cincinnati, as we mentioned. And then on the southwest side of Benton County. So multiple circulations along the leading edge of that line. That will be something that we'll continue to watch. All right, let's go back to the reflectivity, the current view. And, yeah, you can see how those circulations are not quite as intense and not quite as strong. Let's go to our Huntsville WeatherBug Network camera, and we'll take a look at that. And that's going to be on Max 1. There's Huntsville, Arkansas. I want to do and are we pointed west on that? I'm going to point west on Huntsville's camera.
Go ahead and fix that.
We'll set that.
That is facing west.
And do the middle school as well.
Yes.
There you go. This will give us a view of that shelf cloud that's rolling in. But I would say the storm is definitely on its weakening trend. Probably even going to drop the tornado possible tag on that as if it continues to remain the case as the storm's moving east.
Yeah, I was going to say nothing impressive on velocity anymore outside of strong straight line winds still heading over towards Hinesville and just to the south and east of Goshen.
Looks like we do have a new warning, and the Weather Service isn't backing down on this. We got a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. I'll bring this up shortly. Sorry about the scratchy voice here. I'm trying to hydrate the throat. We're going to need it here for several days.
Lightning signal remains strong on narrow line of elevated convection moving through Henrietta, maybe some small hail. That's out of us.
And that latest warning here, let's go to Max 2 if we can, and we'll take a look at this. There's the new severe thunderstorm warning. It includes the Huntsville area, also the south side of Carroll County, and these have tornado possible, meaning anywhere along this line, the storm could, in fact, produce tornadic potential. But right now, it is on the weakening trend. There's no doubt about that. I think these storms are not as intense as they were. You see how it's not a super solid line anymore. And so there's that severe thunderstorm warning. And we'll take a look here, if we can, on that and see exactly when that warning goes until. And I'm imagining it's going to be after 1 o'clock in the morning. So we'll pan over here. Let's see. So until 1:30 right there, severe thunderstorm warning and tornado possible, like we mentioned, Carroll and Madison County. Alabama, Green Forest, Huntsville, those are the areas that are going to be impacted. River Valley really escaped this storm system, but don't be fooled. There's more energy coming in later today and especially tonight. I'll show you that as we kind of wind up and wrap up this severe weather coverage, but we've got more action, more activity, more severe weather potential tomorrow evening, especially. It might even be earlier than what we saw tonight into the early morning hours. So going to be a busy one. And then Friday night into Saturday morning, we got more severe weather potential as well. All right, Davion, let's do another track. Let's do a more of a linear track with this, Leslie, as we go on Max 2, and we'll update that track here in just a bit. I think I'm going to have to reboot Max 1. It is going really slow.
I was going to say strong winds about to move through Hinesville, just to the south and east of Spring Valley. On velocity, if there was to be a circulation, this is where it would be, but it's extremely broad, and it just looks like strong damaging winds, or strong straight line winds, I should say.
All right, so you have your storm track listed there. Japton by 12:43. Keep in mind the storm, at least along this line, has been moving at 55 miles per hour. So still a little bit strong, and there's still that concern for damaging winds. I've been looking through the comments on the live stream, and a lot of people have been reporting either power outages or power flickering, but I haven't seen too much outside of that. So for the most part, a lot of that could be attributed to straight line winds, and we could still see that concern with this line going through Japton by 12:43, St. Paul by 12:48, Purdy by 12:57, and then after 1 in the morning, Kingston, Green Forest, Jasper, Harrison, Olvie, just pretty much heading into Boone and Newton counties.
Yeah, I think that sums it up right there. And if this line continues to weaken, then by 1:30 in the morning, probably not going to have any more severe potential moving out of the area. Then central Arkansas really doesn't see much storm activity at all. So I do want to do this real quick. We're going to zoom out. We're going to look at the wide view, and there you get to see some rain that's coming down over parts of northwest Arkansas. Let me take all the warning information off of here. So there's a look at all the heavy rain that's coming down, but this isn't going to cause really significant flooding. We got additional storms that are popping up. Those won't be severe. We've already overturned the atmosphere. We've already overworked it. There's the severe thunderstorm warnings on the leading edge of the line. And also, too, we do have, I want to show you the newest risk. I don't know if we have that yet, but this is the day 1 convective outlook. And you'll notice that's the reason why that slight risk was there, level 2 out of 5. And then you go farther east and the warning, the risk area kind of drops off. Now the day 2 convective outlook, okay, so they did update that. They just got updated, as a matter of fact. Like right now, they've updated the day 2 convective outlook, and then that's the new day 1. So, there it goes. Yeah. Ooh. So it's changed. It's including more of northwest Arkansas, and this is Wednesday into Thursday. Let's take a look here at the tornado potential real quick, and then we're going to show you too a future radar. But there's a look at. So this is the old outlook still. Hasn't quite updated yet. But the day 2 has. So I think they updated that ahead of time.
Still been keeping an eye on the winds. Again, Hinesville looks to be the area that's about to receive the strongest wind gusts. In fact, should be experiencing that as of we speak. And then the line doesn't look impressive in terms of circulation, but still pretty strong winds that are capable of causing power outages or sporadic damage here and there. It's running due south.
Tell you what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to reset this. Yeah, so I think this line is on a weakening trend. Will continue to weaken. I do want to show you this real quick. The future radar, it does get pretty active tomorrow or tonight, later tonight, because we are into Wednesday already. And these storms could be packing a punch tomorrow, and I'll show you the reason why. We have a lot of instability that's going to be out ahead of them. Is that true? Do we have a new warning coming out? I think this thing is just glitching like crazy, though, but we'll see. New tornado warning, or new severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible, excuse me. Here's a look at the future radar, and you'll notice that, yeah, we had the storms come through, not exactly what it showed, but it was pretty close. Then you can see that instability refueling for itself. We've got some storms that develop tomorrow early afternoon. Then you'll see additional storms. This is where things get pretty nasty tomorrow, later this evening at about 7 to 8 o'clock in the night. So a little earlier than what we saw this time. And then that line will kind of organize and start to weaken as it comes into Little Rock. And you can see how those storms really die out. Christina said we've got trees down that are in Springdale. Not surprised at that, considering our WeatherBug Network camera from the Harbor, not Harbor High School, but Arkansas Children's Northwest was looking a little dicey earlier this evening.
Yep. The severe thunderstorm warning for Crawford, Madison, and Washington allowed to expire.
Okay. Good deal. All right. Well, we'll wait a few more minutes here and we'll drop off this weather coverage on television. We'll continue it on the stream. And then you can continue to join the conversation. We'll talk a little bit about the severe weather risk, and then we'll wrap it up and get ready for later today.
Yeah.
A busy one, that's for sure. The circulations are definitely weakening. Maybe a little bit of a sign of a rotation southwest of Japton. Got to watch that in southern Madison County. I do want to go to those WeatherBug Network cameras. We're going to go to Huntsville real quick. We'll bring that up from the Huntsville Airport. So that's going to be on, let's go to Weather 1. Got that up right now. We'll go to the Huntsville Airport. This is looking due west. You can see the rain coming down, perhaps a little bit of lightning as well. And then we'll take a look at right on cue. There's a Huntsville Middle School. And not really much structure anymore. Not as impressive as these storms when they were moving in from northeast Oklahoma.
Right.
I will let you know Denton is bringing in some numbers from power outages. So far in Adair County, he said 1,158 customers are out of power. And in Washington County, 1,930 customers are out of power, but mostly in Ozark.
Okay. And also, too, Christina, there have been some pictures that have been sent in on Megaphone. And if we could bring those up on the Prod PC, if you're still there, we can go ahead and we can take a look at those as well.
Yes, so far 2 photos have been sent in. One from Steve Butler. He said this was a mile west of Westville, and you can see that a tree was pretty much uprooted from its base there. If we are able to,
yeah,
pull
I'll be able to pull it up here. Hold on.
Okay, sweet.
Stand by. I'll show you. So there's a look at the picture just before midnight. And where was that located?
1 mile west of Westville.
Okay, there you go. Just before midnight.
Yep. And then we have another one from Denton, actually, and he said this was a lowering pretty much north from the location there.
That's his house.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's the circulation. that's my neighborhood. That's very close to home, if you will.
Wow.
And we're talking real close. And that looks like a pretty impressive lowering right there. That is a little bit intense. So, yeah, that was the prompt in the tornado warning potential. This would be the clear slot. That would be the lowering right there. You can't really tell if it is a tornado, but it was pretty close to producing. So, that's definitely wild. That's right out his front door, essentially. All right, going back to the radar, let's take another look. I know we're not covering it as much just because it has weakened, and I doubt these storms are going to remain severe throughout the night, so into the early morning hours. Huntsville, the lightning has definitely decreased, but we want to do a track on this, so we'll go to Weather 2, Max 2 if we can, and you'll get to see the latest on this line as it moves eastward. Severe thunderstorm warnings for Carroll as well as Madison County, to 109 Green Forest, 120 Jasper, and 126 in Harrison, and Alvey 134. So there's the areas that are going to be impacted. And behind that, it's just basically rain. So if you're wondering, and people are watching the live stream and they're going, can we go to bed? I know that's probably another question.
Yep.
Let me give you the location as we go back to, I want to go to our radar source here real quick. Davion, I'm going to take over. Anywhere that is behind this line can essentially go to bed. So we're talking basically all of Washington County, all of Benton County. The River Valley, you don't have to worry about a thing. Now, there's still be some rumbles of thunder potentially as that moves in, but I don't see that happening to become much. But Josh Rugger will be in, and he'll continue to monitor that. Anywhere out ahead of the line in Carroll and Madison County, probably have to keep an eye on these storms. But the I-49 corridor, go ahead and go to bed. You don't have anything to worry about anymore. You might hear some rumbles of thunder. The severe weather threat is over. Yep. So
that warning for northeastern Washington just got killed.
Okay. Yep. I see that. So these storms are dying out. They are weakening as they move eastward, and that's going to be the end of that severe weather threat. So here's the deal. We're going to stop our severe weather coverage on television. There's no more tornado warnings. If anything does strengthen or prompt additional coverage, we'll of course hop on television. We're not dropping off the coverage. We're still going to cover that on our live stream. So that's on knwa.com, 479 First, also Facebook, X, YouTube. We got you covered on all avenues. So keep it here with your Weather Authority for the latest severe weather information. Download our Weather Authority app. And for the next storm later tonight, get Weather Call Next Gen to alert you of the next storm moving in. All right, guys, we're watching that line that's southwest of Japton, but it has weakened somewhat and continues to weaken. So what is the rotation? We're just going to show you right now. Okay, sounds good. Let's go ahead and we'll go into the Japton area and we'll show that. It's very broad right now. It's not super strong. We'll bring that up, though, in the Japton area. So you're just south of Japton. There's no rotation south of Japton. This would be north of Japton, but it's very, very broad. So we are good to go home and go back to bed. It's past Springdale. Yep, we already did all those places. That got real dicey, real fast.
First time hearing the sirens this close to home.
Mm-hmm.
And Baum Walker's pretty much my neck of the woods. We talked about neighborhoods being in the path.
That was right out my front door, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like right down the street. Denton doesn't live too far away from me. Denton, was that rotating, man? Power lines down at Powell and Fink. Tree down at a house on White Road in Springdale.
Yeah.
These are some of the reports. Can you type in those reports? Yeah, he said visible rain curtains rotating. Man. McDonald County's good. Fayetteville's done. Yeah, I don't understand what's going on with the day 2. Did they change that risk ahead of time or what happened? Maybe because it's after midnight and it hasn't updated yet. I got to look at that. Sometimes if it's after midnight and you look at the risk, it hasn't quite updated yet. Yeah, no, they didn't change the day 2. The day 2 is just not the day 1 now. So, but the day 1 doesn't show up either. So I don't know what was going on there. I think it's because it's past midnight and the update isn't there. Unless, yeah. What is going on there?
Usually you see the red text when they issue that update.
There's no, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's the old one, but let me see something real quick. They did. They updated the day 2 at 12:16, but for some reason our system is showing the day 3.
Huh?
Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm not lying.
Yeah.
Okay, so check this out. This is weird. This is real weird. But I'm going to zoom out here. I'll show you some other stuff as well. But this is Max 2, and this is the day 3 convective outlook right here. So this is for what? None of this is updated either. These maps aren't updating either. Let me go here. Look at convective outlook. This is the day 3. But yet you go to the day 2 and it's updated. You can see it shift and you can see it move. But that's not the true day 2. Because the day 2 is still not updated according to everything that I'm seeing from SPC. And yet, that's the old risk. What in the world is going on here? So in the meantime, let me show you what we've got for the day 2 outlook, because that's weird, isn't it? Say what? Yeah, that's strange. Yeah, line is definitely weakening. That's why we're not on it anymore. Okay, so I'm going to share this. This is the day 2 convective outlook. Let me make sure I've got that up. I do. And this is the day 2 that shows up on here. And you can see that that is a, whoops, we're going to it. That's the categorical risk. There's the day 3, but the day 2 has got that. So, but yet it hasn't been updated yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm confused about that. Now, it might be because it's past midnight and it just updated weird. In the meantime, here's what we've got with the latest threat. As the storm's coming through Huntsville, we're not on it anymore because it has weakened. So we're not on television, but we're streaming it. Let's take a look at our Huntsville WeatherBug Network camera. There's the middle school. You can definitely see some heavy rain coming down. Some gusty winds.
Weather's laughing that we had the sound on his video where he was like, whoo!
Yeah, yeah. And there's the Huntsville airport. So we're just seeing light to moderate or moderate to heavy rain and some gusty winds. We get some good pictures?
Not yet.
Ooh, that was a power flash, wasn't it? Go back to the beginning of it. Yeah, you can definitely see it. Here's what I want to do while we're watching this line. I want to look at that camera from Lincoln because I know for a fact we got a power flash.
Coincides with some of the damage reports too.
Yep. It looked like it was on the ground, personally. But in the meantime, while I'm doing that, we want to make sure that we're keeping everybody safe, including Carroll and Madison County, but the storms are a lot weaker there, and that's why we dropped off that severe weather coverage. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back in time. I want to go to boy, that got dicey quick. Oh, that looks exactly like a tornado. I can't be talking while I'm doing this, so you might want to take over. Man, that looks like something wide, man. I don't think it's a wedge, but yeah, I saw that. I saw the whole time.
I'm gonna go ahead and double check that this mic is connected. Is it connected in the back?
Oh, is it blinking?
Well, not anymore. It's bright green, so I'm assuming.
Oh, you're good. You're
Okay,
connected.
sweet.
Yeah.
Now we're double mic'd up.
I don't remember when that time was. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, you know what? I know when it was. It was when we were on a 2-shot, but I don't know when that 2-shot was. Let's see.
Okay. From the Spotter Network, there was a report of power poles snapped in half and lines down on Kelly Avenue near Pine Tree Lane in Tawnytown.
Okay.
Just watching some reports come in through Slack as we speak, and that was the latest one.
I mean, the interesting thing about that Tawnytown circulation is it was on a weakening trend moving through Tawnytown.
Yeah, but there were some solid reports coming in from Tawnytown.
That's what I'm saying. A weakening trend moving through and it did that.
Also, having to consider
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
how far away we are from the beam.
I think that was it. I think I just
How
saw it.
parallel it is.
There it is.
All right, play it.
Well, I'm trying
Well,
to get it on
okay.
time here. In the live stream, you can get it and you know the time, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna watch this here. Whew, that was a lot of lightning. That was a dicey looking storm.
Do you want me to pull up the view for people to see on
Not
their
yet, not yet, not
Okay.
yet. Till I find it. I might have zoomed in there. Oh, that. There's huge power flash. Did you see all those lights flicker? Whoa.
Yeah, right there.
Okay,
and It
yeah.
came back on, yeah.
Okay, now you can bring it up.
Okay. So give me 1 second while I find it.
Weather 3 recorded. Okay, this is when I move the camera.
Oh, wait, we have to reset Mac. Or
Oh, that's
Weather 3.
right. Let me do that real quick.
All right, guys, stand by.
You're
we're
gonna have to
going
bring
be-
up weather 3, and then you're gonna have to bring up weather 3 because it's gonna flip.
Yep, I'll do that. All right, I have it on Mega Doppler if you want to slowly walk people through it. Here you go, because we're no longer mic'd up. We have to use our wireless one.
Yeah. Okay, if you're still live with us, we are continuing to track the storms. They're on a weakening trend. I don't think there'll be much to worry about as of right now. Still watching the line for any embedded rotations. This is just rain over towards Huntsville. Some heavy winds about to move, strong winds, I should say, about to move over towards Marble, and this will be right along US Highway 412, Kingston, Weathers, Red Star, Pettigrew. You guys are experiencing or about to experience some stronger winds. But again, this is really on a weakening trend, and it doesn't look to be as impressive as it was
I'm still
just
mic'd
a
up.
several minutes ago while we were live on air. Over towards Marble, very extremely broad and weak rotation, likely in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Not anticipating anything, just some strong winds nonetheless, and then some showers and thunderstorms
I
line
gotcha.
this line. And that will be the running trend as we go throughout the rest of the night. However, tomorrow, of course, will be a little bit of a different story.
All right, now we should be able to get it on there. Do we have it paused? Oh,
That is a clear
No.
ring.
No, it's paused.
Yeah, it's paused.
okay, but not on this. It's not working.
Oh.
Hold on. Yep.
That's the clearest ring light or ring camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that was a power flash too. What's that line doing? Is it dying?
Yeah, it's dying. I just ran through the line talking to them.
Okay, cool. There we go. We're back in business. Okay. So here we go. Watch this. So they have it on there now? Okay. So keep an eye on the lights in the foreground. You're going to see them flicker. Right there, it looks like something is on the ground. That looks very ominous. And then I'm going to take the camera. We're going to move it, and we're going to see if we can get this power flash. That's all lightning. But there's the camera move. Boom, right there is power flash.
Yep.
And then look at the lights going out.
Yep.
The whole section of that area went out. And then you're going to see a real definitive power flash here shortly. Right there.
There it is. Yep.
There it is.
There it is.
I knew it. Let's go back here and let's step forward right in time. That's what I saw on the camera.
Dan, you have a keen eye for this.
There it is.
Yep.
Boom.
Boom.
That's
Power
your
flash.
tornado. That's exactly where
Should
the
we send that?
circulation was. You see how that's in one local spot? Yeah. Look at the greenish hue to that.
When I put that in Slack, they noted it too.
The power flash?
Yep. Maybe we can send a picture of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. Or what we could do is we can do a recording of it. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Windows Shift S, Windows Shift R.
Quick update on this line of storms. Still on a weakening trend. Again, Marble, you guys are probably about to experience some slightly gustier winds as of right now. Kingston heading towards you. Weathers, Red Star, some of the same places we just called out. Again, no rotation as of right now with this line. I anticipate that will continue to be the case. This will likely weaken and continue on its weakening trend, and we'll see that warning expire. Still not something to watch as the line is still somewhat there, but as of right now, things are starting to quiet down in terms of severe potential. It's turning into just general showers and maybe a few rumbles of thunder here and there. And we'll likely be back doing all this again tomorrow.
Yep.
Man, that is,
Yeah.
I think that was the strike where I looked up and
See, that looks like something on the ground right there, and it's exactly where it would be, and that's exactly where the power flash was too. Yep, that's why I thought I saw that.
We're asking where that power flash was, or where the video's from.
So this is from Lincoln, and this is looking northwest of Lincoln.
Yep.
Not southwest, but northwest of Lincoln. So this would be the Stillwell area that reported all the tree damage and all the different stuff. Wow, there was multiple power flashes right there. There was another one too. Trying to see if I can get that. Okay, let's step through that in time. Yeah, you can tell there's something there. And then here's the power flash right there. Oh. Okay, Windows Shift S. Take a screenshot of that.
Oh yeah.
Network camera. And then we got to go to weather 3.
Franklin County.
Any other comments? Yeah, this thing's dying. I doubt it's even severe anymore.
Yeah, it's dying. Yeah, he's Franklin County EM's typing now. Rick Covert, probably a damage report potentially. Storm damage. Doug Warner.
He's in there too.
Yep. Or he
And
just
NWS
us.
chat or Teams?
No, he just emailed us. Storm damage.
He found it.
Yep. Video link, 1400 block of White Road. 2 trees down, 1 landed on home, causing damage to the home. No one injured. Resident says she was sleeping right through it until the tree fell. There's Teams. Yeah. Sent the video of it.
Where does the screen capture go? This is why sometimes I don't like Windows Shift R. There we are. That's what I was looking for. It wasn't on that side.
Not sure if my browser likes the video.
Let's see here.
Oh wow. There's a look.
But
Damaged tree fell
oh
on top of
yeah,
the house. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw. Look at this line.
Springdale.
Significantly.
Yeah, it's weak.
Like a little
Yep.
It's
it ran out of its environment, man.
Yeah, I was about to say it ran away from it.
Yep.
People are asking who can go to bed.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Honestly. Paste. I wish I'm trying to get the recording of it, but it's not doing it. Let's get rid of crop. Trying to do a Windows
overnight,
record.
There'll be periods of heavier rain. There's already more rain building back west, but it's not going to be severe storms, just stronger rains potentially for some throughout the overnight period. And then when the heating of the day happens tomorrow, and we get
Yeah, tomorrow
slight
evening
capping.
or this evening could be
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, I keep saying tomorrow. It is, this evening. This evening, when the heating of the day comes. Oh, Danny,
Well,
we're standing for a long time.
you didn't even get a full day off, Davion.
Nope. I don't anticipate that happening
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Probably not gonna happen. Probably need to make your day off Thursday.
Yeah, that's what I told Alexia. I said I might as well just come in today.
Sorry, man.
Nah, you're all good. We'll talk off air.
Yeah.
Someone's already asking if they can see the storm ingredients for Wednesday.
Flash.
For later on today.
Yep.
We'll check that out here in just a second.
Yeah.
Might as well. The only thing though is I just gotta wait till they update the day 1.
Yeah.
Because the day 2 is looking like the day 3. It's all messed up.
They're gonna have to go into the website and show it directly from the website. You want to read this for consistency too, since you have to make.
Scattered tree limbs down, blocking parts of Highway 112 between Elm Springs and Cave Springs. Unknown estimated wind speed, of course, but that's 1 mile west of Tawnytown. So Tawnytown, a lot of damage reports coming out of the Tawnytown area. And that makes sense because that's where that circulation was we were watching. That was the northernmost circulation that we were watching. Oh, I'm trying not to lose my voice here. Day 1 SPC is now updated as 108.
Okay. So we can look at that. I just gotta get this
That was
sent
a
in.
comment.
You have to update it on.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot more
Oh,
for
yeah.
Northwest Arkansas. They shipped
I
a
believe that.
hatch tornado risk.
Oh yeah. All right.
That's all of Northwest Arkansas.
All right. This is how we're gonna close this live stream out, and we're gonna talk about the risk. Power outages, Benton County, about 2,500 customers, close to 2,600, and Washington County, about 2,500. So definitely an area that came through the Springdale, Tawnytown area, and that's where that circulation was. All right. So here's what we've got. More storms expected later on today on Wednesday. It's 1:10 in the morning. You got the new severe weather risk that's been updated, and now the slight risk includes basically all of Northwest Arkansas. I've been seeing a trend in this shifting eastward. There's a look at the level 2 out of 5, and if we go to the tornado potential, it's over us now. So you can see that we've got that hatched area that basically is including all of Northwest Arkansas, except for Boone and Newton County, but the other counties included. There's a tornado that was confirmed south of Tulsa. You can see that's already included in the risk, but that happened this morning, or really last night, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That just shows the storm reports. Everything can get a little convoluted. Let's look at the other threats here. The hail threat, not as big, which makes sense. It's going to be more linear for us. Then as we go into the wind threat, not there either, but I mean, it's there, but it's just not as intense. Okay, so now here's what I want to do real quick, Leslie, on this. We're going to look at some of the parameters, look at the SIG-TOR and stuff. We could look at the photographs too, but I think I'm just going to wait till the models come out. So let me go here.
For tomorrow,
So-
I'll remember the critical angle.
Well, it might be more QLCS stuff anyway.
Yeah.
So here's a look as this loads.
There's also been tornado warnings popping off towards the Detroit, Michigan area.
Yeah, I was
This entire
watching.
time they have
Michigan and Wisconsin got hit badly today.
I haven't even
You know, my
I was watching everything pretty much all day.
Yeah.
there was some of the velocity returns that I was seeing from like central and northern Michigan, and as well as over near Dan, your hometown.
Yeah, I know Menominee Falls.
Yeah, Menominee. Yeah, that was probably the scariest supercell of the day.
Yeah,
I saw
that
it.
was a wicked
There was another
supercell.
one prior to that too in a Union Center.
Yeah, Union Center. That one's down. That one was down.
Oh,
Are you not gonna load
the
anything,
signature on that one was just crazy.
dude? What the what? Man, this computer is just
That's what it
shot.
looked like.
I'm gonna close it out. It's just
Yeah.
done.
I was live, or I was.
There's that power flash.
watching Black on
Almost looks like a little bit of a funnel, but you can't tell. Essentially,
It's hard at night.
Yeah, at night.
it's always
it's
that tough at night.
grainy.
All right, let's look at some what we call CAPE. So this is the convective available potential energy that's available for the atmosphere. And there's
Look who it is.
look at that
Rutgers come
Wednesday
bearing
at
gifts.
noon. Oh,
As
nice.
always. Good to see you, man.
Look at that Wednesday evening. A lot of instability for these storms, and then look at what happens Thursday. Additional storm activity ramping up, and that goes into the early morning hours on Friday.
That is a lot.
But that's a lot of instability. But the deal is there's no forcing mechanism. There's no storms expected Thursday evening. Will be capped.
Yep.
So I don't think we see much thunderstorm activity. Let's look at the maximum updraft helicity, which, by the way, hey, shout out to the HRRR because it had that QLCS that came through and it did the rotation track. I even did an update on it.
I saw that.
Yeah, and I had that rotation track in
Was
there.
it during your update that the watch came out and like there was something I was watching of you today where
Yeah,
the watch?
yeah, and I did that update showing, hey, around midnight there could be a rotation track coming through Northwest Arkansas. So
Boom.
there's a look at that was what came through. That was the HRRR. They actually did a good job on that. Then, yeah, more rotations tonight. What's up, Josh?
How's it going?
Josh Rugger rolling in.
Yes.
Woo.
Blah
Blah blast.
blast, as per usual.
Yeah, I need to
That
get
was
some
funny.
sleep tonight.
Yes.
But yeah, we need the energy, that's for sure. And the voice is shot too. Let's look at the significant tornado parameter. And this kind of goes up and down, it ebbs and flows. But do you see that power flash there?
Indeed. I was watching the stream.
Yeah. I can see it right as it happened.
Yep.
Well,
Which lines up with radar.
oh, big time.
Yeah.
Tawny Town, you think there was a tornado that came through there? I'd like to look at the radar and see what we have
I
with
think
that
so.
going back in time.
Definitely a possibility.
Yeah, that couplet was right over.
Mm-hmm.
There's pretty significant damage reports there too.
Yeah.
In Tawny Town,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right where Doug is.
That's where most. That's where most of the reports I've seen so far have been.
Doug's everywhere.
No, no.
Yeah, I would
Doug
say
is
Doug-
like Reed
Never
Timmer.
sleeps.
Doug is
Exactly.
Doug is news.
Teleportation machine, you know. Like I wish I had that when I was storm chasing.
Instant transmission.
Yeah.
Well, it involves moving at a high rate of speed.
Hey, Doug, can you already there? What do you need?
Yeah.
What do you need?
He already knows.
So yeah, we'll see what happens tonight and into the early morning hours. I don't think it's going to be as late of an event.
Oh, absolutely.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
thinking more so of an evening.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather it be at that time so everybody's awake and
Here's the latest
Right.
HRRR, and I think we got this back up and running. There we go. Max 2's back up and in working form again. There's a look at Wednesday. Now some of these cells during the early afternoon will be trouble.
those will be dicey.
Yeah.
Yesterday, a lot of the model runs are indicating that those storms in the afternoon could be rotating as well.
Yep.
I believe it.
Yep.
They have that look to them too.
They do. Those are supercells.
Those are
Yeah.
supercells. Now the graph had a supercell coming through Northwest Arkansas tonight.
Shout out to that.
Let's see if it does it. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, that thing even has like a hook.
That's an isolated cell too, out ahead of the line.
Mm-hmm.
It's kidney bean.
Being kidney beans. Yep.
So, anyways, yeah, we got more stuff rolling in, man.
And that's not even taking into account that we got more storms coming up Friday night too.
Friday.
Oh, man.
Looking for the timing graphics. I don't know if I have them all on. You can only load so many graphics at once, but do you think it'll be light enough? Yeah, I think we'll see a shelf cloud. I think it'll be more than a shelf cloud.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Tree snapped in half, trampoline nowhere to be found, a couple fence planks gone. Well, I mean, we could see that on that on that camera from Arkansas Children's Northwest.
Yeah.
I tried to get the camera rotated. Why is it, man? I'll tell you. Every time I try to get a camera working right before an event, knowing that there's going to be problems,
It goes.
and you can't get it running, and then guess where the tornado
It's
is?
where the camera
Right where
is.
the camera
It
is.
happens every time. Every time. Oh yeah, 20 straight days of sunshine, every camera works perfectly. But the day of a severe weather event,
Yep. Gone.
every time. Every time.
You get some of the best sunsets.
You're not missing anything on the radar. Let's do one panel if we can. There's no circulation. There's only one severe thunderstorm warning. That's about to be dropped.
Yeah.
And this is a weak line. So there's the current radar. It's coming into, hey, you know what? We do have that camera at Gaither Mountain.
Hey.
Should be able to see that puppy. Let's spin that camera around to the southwest. Well, southwest, you're going to run northwest.
Got it. That mouse is a little laggy.
Yeah.
I'll back out a little, yeah. Yeah, so you got to go northwest.
Boom. Oh, right on cue.
That
Did that just
Looked
okay.
like trash.
I was about to say, did that just, did that just kill the camera?
No, it didn't. No, but that looks like trash. Miana was just saying today, I'm surprised we don't have any storms of it being so warm and everything. Well, there you go. Yep. Greenwich. Supercells. There you go. Active weather. Active weather's coming. It's going to be busy.
This is
That's why you got the fuel.
This is a big hello. This is a big. It's April. Like wake up.
Yeah, exactly. Roaring like a
me,
lion.
Me and the Leslie's first April in Northwest Arkansas. We kind of knew the way March came in that spring was going to have a little bit of a fight to it.
What goes up must come down. It
Yeah.
always finds a way to balance itself.
Had a 3 severe weather coverages in the first week of March, and then we had that Giga High Ridge for like who
Giga
knows?
Ridge.
Yeah, Giga Ridge.
All right, here's and we're going to look at the velocity signatures, but this is right here, the 2 storms. So northwest of Lincoln is where we were looking for that rotation area, and it was right by Westville. And I think that's exactly what we were looking, west-northwest. There's the circulation. Now, the problem is, what I don't like about Max is, like, as soon as I click INX, I gotta go back because it doesn't remember the time. So you can't go back and forth between velocity signatures. That's what I hate. That's why I like made that. But there you go. There's the circulation, and that is right there the strongest couplet to the northwest of Westville and going through Cincinnati. And that's what we were seeing with that power flash. And then there's the other circulation that was approaching southwest. And I think this touched down.
Yeah.
That just looks way too impressive to not produce any tornado. And then let's take a look here as it moves into the Tiny Town area. Just never looks impressive on this, but let's go to INX. Let's go back to the 3 hours and then nothing. So we can't go back on Mega Doppler, but we can because I'm going to download the archive.
Nice.
But That's going to require some thinking, so I need you guys to, yeah. No severe thunderstorm warnings anymore, too. They're all gone.
Yep, all gone. This would just be some rain, heavy rain at times, especially over towards about to move into Adair, Delaware
can we-
County.
Oh, yeah, there's the information right there. Harmon, Washington County, power pole snapped.
This is that rain that puts you to sleep now.
Yeah, exactly. My favorite type of rain. It's like
By
white
far.
noise.
Were we recording Arkansas Children's Northwest? Boy, I hope we were. We're going to find out real quick. Nope. Oh, that one was the most wicked, man.
Sounds like Max is just crashing out now.
Max is just
It's
wrecked.
absolutely cooked.
It's wrecked.
I'm gonna restart it.
You reboot the whole
Reboot
computer.
the whole thing. It's cooked. It's
Mhm.
done.
Will you be doing a stream at noon before the storm starts to head?
Yes.
Yes.
But it'll be Josh.
Yeah. I'll probably do it earlier too. A little
Yeah.
bit earlier as well.
So this is looking like a two round system.
Yeah.
So you can have my chair.
Yeah.
Oh, was it doing updates? It just showed it was doing updates.
Oh, boy.
No wonder.
No wonder. Yeah, exactly. And plus, it forces you to do it. I feel like these computer companies, they always like force your computer to slow down in order for you to do the update, like on purpose. Like it works fine, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work.
Didn't
anymore.
Apple get sued for that? Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think they still do it anyway.
Yeah.
but yeah, guys. So
How long were you out there for?
well, I got up at 10:30, and then I went out around 11:30.
Okay.
So I was kind of just watching things. I was originally going to stay in Tawnytown, but then I saw that other area of rotation that was a little bit
Yeah,
farther
to the
south.
south. Yep.
Probably would have been better to stay in Tawnytown, honestly, because I would have gotten some pictures of what was going on there. But still, QLCS type events, they're pretty much impossible to chase.
Yeah.
Especially in this area.
I'm about to say they're there and then they're gone. And even on radar, like you said, the southern circulation on the radar looked
very impressive.
looked more impressive than the Tawnytown one, and that's why
Yeah.
we're going through the iCarve.
I definitely agree with Dan. I think there was definitely a touchdown near the
Yeah.
Lincoln camera for sure. That lines up perfectly with radar.
Seeing radar, seeing power flashes,
Mhm.
and seeing damage.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a tornado. It smells like a tornado.
Yeah.
Evidence is pointing to a tornado.
Yes, exactly.
How long did it stay on the ground?
Probably a very
Right,
brief
probably
period of time.
brief,
Yeah.
but
Hey, Josh, I've been drinking a Baja Blast. I'm on my third can in 12 hours. Professional
I
drinker.
was about to say, well, they're
Yes.
not going to sleep.
Exactly.
Who was that? that said
Caitlin,
that?
Caitlin said that.
Alsop?
Also,
Yeah.
yeah. So, Caitlin, you'd fit in perfectly here. Okay, what time can we expect storms tomorrow? So let's go back. Let's do weather too, since that one's still up.
Yeah.
And let's take a look at.
I'll have to find it.
Yeah, I know
Oh,
there's
wow,
a lot of graphics on there. Let's go
Alright.
to the extended HRRR.
I already looked at it. Is your mic on? Do you have
Yeah, he's
Well,
I'm
You got it?
close enough.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
right,
I'm
sorry.
close enough.
okay.
So, guys, I was kind of thinking this yesterday too. I think we're gonna get a lull in the activity this morning.
Yeah.
Right, we kind of get a break,
Right
and then we get another round of storms right around lunchtime. So
Yeah.
you're starting to see that populate there on radar.
here.
Now,
North.
Yesterday morning, the HRRR was a little more impressive with that afternoon round of storms, but it also didn't show much yesterday morning for
Mm-mm.
what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And obviously we know it's a bigger deal, but look at that line of storms that comes through after 6-7 o'clock between about 6 p.m. to exactly between about 6 p.m. to I think 11 p.m.
yeah.
That's where we're really going to be under the gun.
Slightly earlier than tonight.
Yes, absolutely. So 6 to 11 is probably going to be the main time frame. That's probably what I'll put in my forecast this morning.
Yeah.
Main
and
time frame,
notice
6 to
notice
11.
how for the viewers, notice how the River Valley not skipping out on the activity tomorrow like tonight. I think tomorrow will be a little bit of a different story.
Uh-huh.
There may be some more storms across the entire area versus
Yes.
just that segment we watched a few hours ago.
Continuing into Thursday as well.
Yeah.
Just kinda dies out.
Kind of dies out. And here's the deal too about those storms as well, as you were talking about, Davion. I think as we saw this morning, obviously they were pretty strong in western portions of our weather coverage area, but they kind of fell apart. I think these storms will have a tendency to be a little bit stronger area wide,
Yeah.
a little bit more severe, which coincides with the day one convective outlook.
So I have the sector parameter here, and you see really.
Yep.
You're gonna pick up.
Now, there's a window there. And also, too, SIGTOR is kind of interesting because I feel like it's not the best for QLCS type events.
Nope.
Like this one as well, which is why you have to look at that meso analysis as we talked about earlier.
And I was just
But-
going to say,
Yeah.
even with tomorrow, the storms being slightly earlier, they're working with all the daytime heating
Yep.
that we have.
Yep.
Especially that you got supercells, and then you have that
That's
line
the
that
old
comes through.
one.
Even that line looks impressive.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Oh, man, those are the neon colors.
Yeah, we'll have to delete
What
that.
happened there?
There's the
That's
neon
the
colors.
Get that out of there.
Where's that one? That's a throwback.
Screaming bright.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. A little bit more muted, but here's that.
Oh,
one.
yeah. Pull up in a.
Oh yeah, we
Gotta
pull it
set.
up all the way out
Yeah.
here. You might see some bright colors here. Actually.
This should be the. I thought we deleted those other ones.
Ugh.
Like I thought we wiped them off
No,
the
it
face of
says
the planet.
risk day one. Now we gotta.
Oh, get that
Ooh.
out of there.
Fix those.
Ooh.
We gotta fix those. But yeah, here you go.
Yeah, and like we just mentioned, look how the slight risk is much farther east. So it's pretty much the entire weather coverage area that has that slight risk. And as you just pulled up, Leslie, there's the tornado potential. A little bit more focused
I don't
now
like
in
that.
northwest
Watch two.
Arkansas.
I
Yep.
do not like that.
Nope.
Given the risk today and what we just saw versus we're expecting stronger, more energy tomorrow and stronger storms tomorrow, and you see that hatching. I think tomorrow is definitely a day to stay weather aware
All right.
area wide.
I got it, by the way.
Oh,
Sweet.
Mega Doppler archive. Bring it up.
okay.
Mega Doppler.
So pull up that archive scene.
Mhm. Go ahead and on this one, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to on Mega Doppler with the weather prod scenes. We don't have any more warnings, right?
No, yeah.
Yeah,
we don't-
let's
No, we
just
don't,
get off
we
of.
don't.
Mega Doppler normal.
Let's just get back on normal version here. All right, here's a look at Mega Doppler. No time on there just because this is archive. But there's a circulation that was southwest of Westville, also by Christie. We were watching that circulation very, very closely. There's the other circulation that starts ramping up. So Davion was on that. Two circulations that were showing up very clearly. And then this is when I think it touched down. And here's Lincoln, and we're looking northwest. And that time right there is 11:52. The power flash that we saw was basically right about that time. Let's go in there.
It does look pretty wide for a second there.
Oh, it does. I
know,
mean,
it's
I don't know
crazy.
if it's a rain curtain or what, but
Yeah.
It's something.
I saw it on the, and this is when we moved the
It
camera
is
here.
Something.
So on, oh, we closed Max 2. Yeah, or Max
Oh, yeah,
1.
'cause
It was
a restart.
updated.
So I saw it. Let's do this. Let's on this we can do Max 1 and Max 2. Check this out.
Boom.
Oh.
You want me to pull up?
Bring up Mega Doppler again.
I got it.
And then we'll do on this one, we'll do the Weather 3 recording.
Let's see.
Unless it blanked out.
Oh,
Nope.
this
Very
is
good.
fine.
All right.
Ignore the time on the Mega Doppler.
Yeah, just remove it.
Okay. Is it in here?
No.
Oh, got it.
There you go.
There we go.
Perfect. Okay. So off in the distance, this is 11:57. And that power flash was before all this. So let's go back to right here. When we zoom in, you'll see the circulation. Look at that. You can see the rotation.
Man.
And then right here, I was like, oh, I'm seeing something. There's like a lowering. Camera, of course, flickers. So it looks like a power flash, but it's really not. And let's see here. There, right there. Let's go back. Yeah, see, look at that off in the distance. Doesn't that look something like suspicious right there?
Very sus.
It does.
And that is at 11:56. So let's go back and let's just play this and watch this here. And you got one split second. So this is 11:56 right there. There's the circulation looking northwest of Summers. And then here's right there is midnight as it crosses the state line. And when was that power flash? That power flash was coming up here. I think it was like 11:58. So 11:58, we were looking northwest. Right there is the circulation. So it could be associated with the RFD. However, I don't think so. Let's speed it up a little bit.
And then that's when that southern circulation took off too.
I don't remember when the power flash happened. Oh, it was when I took the camera and pointed it back to the. Yeah, that looks real suspicious.
Low level jet nutrient.
Okay, then here's where the power flash happens. I think it was like 11:58. I can tell you what time it was. What time did it show on Slack on the screen capture? If we bring it up. I can't remember when I did it.
I'm pulling it up right now.
All right.
This was.
You'll see it. I took a screenshot of it. I think it was.
Yeah, it's loading. Ever so slowly.
11:59.
Yep.
49 seconds.
Yep.
Okay. So it's coming up.
That coincides.
There's 11:59 right there, north of Lincoln.
And the other one south of Lincoln too.
Right. That's the one we like not shifted all the way focused, but I was like, yeah, that looks.
Look at that. That looks so sus, man.
How we looking at Rogers the rest of the night? You can go to sleep. Everyone, you can go to bed. Everyone can go. Everyone can go to bed.
I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah,
Tomorrow.
all the severe storms are done for the rest of the
See you in a few hours.
See you in a few
overnight.
hours,
Right.
yeah.
See you in a few hours.
Okay, here it comes. Look at that. Doesn't that look so sus? And look here, the camera's moving. Do you see the power flash?
Yep.
Do you see all the flickering? I'm gonna go back again. Look at this right here. Look at all the power flashes. Look at see all those lights going out.
Yeah.
Wow, that was crazy. Did you see that, Josh?
I did. It's crazy how that happens.
Mm-hmm.
You see the flicker.
And then you're gonna see the real power flash here in a second.
Yeah, right about the raindrop. Middle of the screen.
Right
There it
there.
is, right there.
Boom.
Yep.
Yep.
And it lines up right with.
It does.
radar.
Lines
does,
up with the
yeah.
radar. And now here's the storm southwest. Look at this couplet right here. This looked real impressive. It was even better, I think, when it got to right there.
Oh,
Right there.
man.
Yeah.
That was yeah.
That
was,
had to have dropped something.
Had to.
Yes.
That's pretty strong circulation.
yeah, and that was early on in the
Mm-hmm.
warning.
And then we take the camera and we point it to the southwest. And that was 58. So that was at the time of that power flash. And then we point it southwest here in a second. Yeah, you can even see something off in the distance. And then here we go southwest. Right. Look at that. You can see the leading edge of that. Man,
The rain curtains were just.
that is suspect. Look at the lowering coming in. Now we're taking the camera, we're pointing it.
Horizontal.
Yeah.
Wow.
No hesitation.
I was like, Dan had said like maybe like 20 seconds before that, and we're about to lose visibility
Yeah.
Yeah.
of this train.
And there it goes.
Look how they shifted the
I
opposite
was about to
direction.
Yeah, you
say,
see
that?
no.
You can
Yeah.
see the wind shift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely a wind shift. No other cameras,
Like
I
you're at
guess,
a
were
tropical
really
storm.
recording.
Right.
Oh, Kisser too. Let's see
Onshore
if
and
Kisser had
offshore flow.
anything.
Yeah. Activate hurricane chase mode.
Could you see anything? Could you see the tornado?
Do you think we had twin tornadoes?
Possibly.
Possibly. I mean, they
at
kinda
this
lined
point,
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
possibly, because that's a. And I caught out that street. There's must be a street, Piney something, because it's named after the town.
Mm-hmm.
One of these streets I caught out
Piney
on
Road right there.
Piney Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught out that street on there.
Had to be some damage there. Let's go back here.
Teleport Doug there.
I'm pretty sure if the atmosphere gets over,
Man, we did not record many cameras.
is
Shucks.
the other storm one of these?
No.
Severe? No.
I should have just recorded all of them. Nope, not many. Okay, you can go back to one.
Yeah.
Just max one or max two. I mean. Oops. And now I want to look at and see if Tawny Town. But you notice that is the circulation that produced that power flash that went through Tawny Town, and it just doesn't look impressive. But that doesn't mean anything. It's over 6,000 feet, so there could very well easily be a circulation there, or it could just be some gusty straight line winds. We'll find out.
What did it look like on reflectivity?
Not great, but no,
Yeah.
not great at all.
Out.
Line split though, you see it?
I do
See
see
the
that.
line split?
Yep.
But typically on a line split, you would have the tornado right here
Yep.
on the south side of the line split on the north cell. Let's do this. Let's load up INX.
May have just been gusting out at that point.
I think it was.
Yeah.
And that's what it looked like on that camera from on the Arkansas Children's Northwest camera.
Mhm.
Gosh, I wish we were recording that.
That
Just might as well just record everything when it's coming
It's
in.
just-
yeah, just
That's it. Yeah.
got a lot.
It's not doing the morning. Then sometimes
like-
we'll get one or two.
8 terabytes of data.
Yeah, exactly.
By the time you wake up,
I gotta have like one of those servers, man.
right?
Yeah.
Just-
We'll load this data. Yeah, everybody can go to bed. Storms are dying.
yeah, I think he's asking about the ones around.
And yet the
6
viewership keeps going up.
I bet you it was a little bit of a nervous night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Early
it
morning.
got a little dicey.
It
It
did.
got loud here.
You know, it kind of came through a little bit earlier too.
Yeah,
I remember yesterday morning, the HRR was saying like between like 1 to 5 a.m.,
Mhm.
give or take. I mean, it came through
Yeah.
10:30 to 1.
yeah.
Well, it wasn't 10:30.
Well, I guess that's when I woke up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was way after 10:30 because I was still here. I was doing the.
I'd watched
The
shows.
show.
Yeah, I'd watched the shows.
Yeah, we covered everything. I
Yeah.
think as much as I could. Yeah, that's a very impressive, solid line, just running straight north to south. I wouldn't doubt if there was QLCS tornadoes that developed. Let's go to 3. Let's set the storm motion from the warning. Now remember, you're parallel to the beam, so you don't get as much of a good view. But boy, there's something there. It's gotta be. And then we know that right there ended up producing. That looks real suspicious too. It does. Okay. So we'll just have it. What do you have it in? What
I just want to
for the morning show? Can you play it right now or no? How would I grab it?
I would just like to say,
Oh wait, exported stories. I got you. I know where that's at. Yeah. Okay. Stand by here. I can get that. We can bring that up on here.
I would just like to say, I
Yeah.
forgot I was mic'd up.
Oh,
It
for
just
what?
Scared me. Well, I forgot
Right
I had
now?
I forgot I had my IFV in. Yeah, it scared me.
Oh, hold on, everyone. Okay, we don't have exported stories on that one, but I can go in here. Wait, what? Yeah, put it in your everyone folder. That'll work. I see it right there. Yeah. Let me know when you got it. All right, let me show you some damage, and then that's what we're going to do. So real quick, I just want to go back, look at this. Oh, that's live right there. Right? No, it's not live. So this is a storm. Just no way to know if it really, truly was a tornado. It could be. There's no doubt about it. That's what happens, though. Anywhere along the leading edge of the line, but you got to watch QLCS tornadoes. Hey, shout out to Steve Cobb, though. Man, he did a great job on the warnings.
He did. He was all over it.
He was all over it, all over the QLCS tornado potential. Just crushed it. There's a live view of the radar. You're going to see it here in just a second.
It's
Okay.
gone.
Goodbye. That's the radar. Oh, what's that? What's this little cell?
Yeah, just a trailer. Right
Just get
there.
ready for a isolated supercell, Josh,
Here we go.
coming through. No, I'm just
My
kidding.
turn.
All right, let me show you this real fast. Share a video file. Christina. Doug Springdale.
I didn't realize it was going to be that bad.
Move. Oh. Why isn't that showing? There we go. Finally. Okay. So here's a look at the damage. Can I go back? I can. Cool. I can.
It's a pretty big tree on the house.
Yeah, there you go. Uprooted tree, straight line winds.
So they were sleeping. She said she was sleeping through it until
Until it
the
crashed
tree.
through.
Yeah, until the tree.
Well, that's why. Early in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Pretty deep bold.
Their bedrooms are on this side, mine's on the opposite side.
I don't know exactly where this is at. Do you know where exactly?
Springdale.
You said it in the email.
Okay.
It said 1400 block of White Road. 2 trees down, one landed on home.
A huge tree down in my front yard.
That is in Springdale. East of 49. I would say a couple
Yep, that was in Springdale. Yep.
branches off of Elm Springs Road up to the north.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways, that's that, and you get to see that that video from Doug. And if you have any other damage or any other things, I'm gonna show you our QR code here for our weather app. That's the way you can submit your weather photos too. How about weather call coming in clutch?
As
You heard
usual.
that? Yep.
It's the best.
Perfect example.
Yeah, the first warning didn't really include us. Second one did, though. Yep.
And you playing it on air was nice too.
Yeah, I had to show what it was like.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to send out an email all day. I didn't have time. I just didn't have time.
Busy day.
So that's where you can send the pick of the day, and that will give you the latest information. Picture Rogers PD clearing trees too. So there was wind damage all over. This is a pretty intense
Yeah.
line. What you got?
I'm trying to pull up that 1400 White Road area.
Are you able to
Okay.
find Elm Springs
Yeah, that's right here.
Yeah, we know
It
where Elm
branches
Springs
off.
is.
to the north?
Elm Springs is where the tornado on June 11th, 1970 came through.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, here's a question for you, Josh, and this is like maybe showing how I'm starting to lose my memory. The tornadoes that touched down in Christie, what date was that? Remember we were
Oh.
covering it?
Oh man,
Oh wait, I think it was November.
it
It was
in the
November
fall.
4th. It was
in the
November
fall.
4th.
It was in the fall.
I remember November 4th, 2025.
Yeah, 25.
Oh,
No, 24.
Okay.
It was
I was
24.
about to say this.
It was November 4th of 2024. That's right. Yep. That was my neighborhood. It blew through really quickly.
Dan, I was
Okay.
going to ask how long, because obviously infrastructure is different here than it is back home. Back home, we'd probably lose power for like a week if we had to deal with the storms. How long does it usually take for them to restore power?
It depends, man. Typically, I would say probably like a half a day if it's really bad.
Okay. So hopefully those Tawny Town areas have power
Well,
before
I mean,
the
it
round
makes sense. Look at this.
later on
There's white
today.
roads right here. And
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Right there. But that's probably where it's gusting out at that point.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it might be, but we'll find out if it's a tornado or not. Look like broad rotation or microburst. You got to remember, Caitlin, is that these QLCSs 6,000 feet up, you're not going to see much on the radar, unfortunately. And the beam is parallel to the line too, so we also have to deal with that. We're working against that. We're hearing some more thunder. Yeah, we got. See what that cell is doing out west. No, not today, but later on this evening. Yes. Yeah, there's nothing
Nothing
going on.
there. It's trash.
Yeah.
It's just going to be an elevated storm.
Yeah, I'm going to show you here real quick on Mega Doppler. We've got that cell that Josh is watching. It's just an elevated storm. It's not even severe. It doesn't even have any hail with it, nor does it have any rotation. So, yeah, there's just the atmosphere is overworked. Where's that next cell going, though? Let's play it.
Moving northeast.
Yep.
It's
So-
probably going to be going through southwestern Washington,
Yes.
southwestern Benton County.
Same places that got hit before.
Yep. But places that need the rain.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
for sure.
Hey, the rain
Certainly
definitely
true.
came to fruition. Yeah, there's a look at that cell. Let's just track that heavier rain moving northeast. Yeah, I think that's going to be a better track right there.
Mhm. Ooh,
Whoops.
double tracks.
No,
Right turn.
I was trying to move this. There. There you go. That's who's going to be impacted. Tawny Town. Hey, we heard of that.
Yeah, we know about that one.
236 and Springdale at 242. So, all right, guys. Well, there you go. Huh. Pretty intense little line coming in.
Yeah,
man.
I know.
There was always a
Something.
question if it would hold together.
Yeah.
It did.
What's crazy is that might be an appetizer.
I know.
because
Yeah.
Main entree might be coming later this evening.
Yep.
We've been using the food.
Yeah,
food
Yeah.
food's
outlet.
on- I got food over there. Man. Food's
Filet
on my
mignon
mind.
is on the
Yeah.
way.
Right
All
there.
right.
For another few days.
Okay, guys. What's Decatur going to get out of that? Maybe a little bit of rain
Rain.
coming our way. So, yeah.
They
It
can
was-
place this off.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be some rain, but yeah. All right, guys. Good night and good morning and good luck.
Yeah.
It's like
night, good
it's like the
morning,
Truman Show.
good
Have you
luck.
seen that?
I know.
Good morning, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
All the above.
All right. We'll see you guys. Thanks for
Socials
watching.
D.
I leave. I see the Wiz Khalifa show. Friday night looks pretty dicey too, so that's something to watch as well. Another
Yeah.
severe weather risk that will become the day 3 convective outlook
Ooh.
a little bit later.
And you also got a Razorback baseball game Friday evening.
Yeah, there's always something. going
Always
on.
Is it home?
something.
There's always
Is it here?
something.
It is here.
Oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah, already returning. So, is there severe weather out in Oklahoma already? Gosh.
Oh, there is.
Oh,
There is
wow.
a severe thunderstorm warning
Yep.
south of Oklahoma City.
There you go. That's going to be the round of storms this morning. That are going to be a little dicey. So,
Yeah.
that means we got to get to bed.
I just want to go to sleep.
I know. Same here. Good night. Thanks for watching. We won't hit you with any more lightning. That was a dangerous night. So, take care. Bye.